Yo, you wanna see?
What's good? What's good? What's poppin', people? It's your boy, the Black Macedonchi. Oh, I was a little bit low, but we're good now. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday so far. Welcome in, welcome in. Chozy, Mugiwara. I don't know what that means, but what's good? What's good, fam? How you doing? Giant Dad, you're Kirby Black. Someone forgot the music. You know what's crazy? The music was playing. I don't know what happened to it. I came back to my computer and the window was just closed. So don't know what that was all about. But you know what? We got them good what's it called? Good ass Street Fighter beats playing in the background. We're good. Taco Night, good morning, Dochi. What's good, fam? Chozy said, it's Straw Hat, lol. Okay, copy. It's been years since I read One Piece or watched anything One Piece related. Outside of like random clips on Twitter. No fault to One Piece at all. Honestly, you could kind of sort of blame it on JJK because when the moment I stopped reading One Piece was when JJK was getting a little crazy with the Culling Game arc. So I was like, One Piece, I'm gonna need you to relax real quick. I gotta lock in on this. So yeah, nah. The only reason why I just didn't have the bandwidth. And every time I think about going back, I'm like, fuck. I have so much shit to read. And the thing is, One Piece isn't confusing. But One Piece will get confusing when you're trying to like pinpoint all the different pieces of lore you might have missed. There is so much deep lore, and Oda truly expects you to remember mad shit. So yeah, that's been the main thing stopping me from getting back into One Piece. I know it's been getting good. I know I'm in for a ride because I stopped right when we got to the fuck. Is it Vegapunk? The island with the Einstein dude, what's it called? Who designed Frankie or whatever, or the person that Frankie was studying? It wasn't Vegapunk, right? Egghead Island. Thank you. Because I'm like, it's definitely not Vegapunk because we've been to Vegapunk already like a while ago. But yes, Egghead. Yeah, I just got to Egghead when I stopped reading the manga. I'm so behind. The manga caught up. The manga caught up and far ahead and far deeper into Egghead Island. Or I think did they surpass Egghead Island in the anime? They might have surpassed it, but yeah, I've been seeing that. I don't normally watch YouTube One Piece content on YouTube anyway, but I've been seeing the thumbnails. I've been seeing people talking about, oh my god, this is who Rock is. Oh my god, this is Gold Roger's actual strength. Oh, all this secret shit, all these gods and shit. And I'm like, all right, obviously Oda's going off with the lore and all that, so I gotta lock back in. But yeah, I promise y'all, I will get back into it. Maybe I'll get back into it on the website, !guild. I'll throw that in here on here. And oh, whoops, that's the wrong, that was the wrong fucking chat. That was the wrong fucking chat. I put that in Donchi's library. If there's anybody waiting in the Donchi's library chat, just chilling there, I guess you're gonna see that. But yeah, no, definitely wanna maybe I'll go back into it on the guild website, show myself reading it, but I might not because there are already a lot of things I gotta catch up on. I've been behind on Absolute Batman on the website. I've been behind on Absolute Flash. Started Absolute Superman, never continued with it, and I'm feeling really good about the voice acting recently because I've been practicing. I've been being forced to practice pretty much, not because, but maybe because the game does not have voice acting. That's the reason why I say I'm being forced to play it. But me and Yoru, if you don't already know, have been playing 100 Line Last Defense Academy, a game created from a collab between the person who made Danganronpa and the person who made the Nanari games. Yeah, we because of that, because that game has a lot of voice acting, but the game is super long, so there's a lot of shit that just doesn't get voice acted and shit. I've been having to like switch between characters, and once again, me and Yoru have well over 100 hours. Like I think it's well over 120 hours at this point. So I was thinking about it, and I told her, I was like, damn, I've actually logged in mad hours voicing each of these different characters. That's wild. So really thinking about it, I've been in the booth, bro. I've been in the kitchen. I've been in the hyperbolic voice acting chamber, fucking shadow boxing with shit, bro. Trying to get better, trying to get stronger with the voices and shit. I hope it's been showing with the webtoons. Also on the webtoon side on Donchi's library, more Omni Reader videos are coming out. I hope you guys are happy about that. More are on the way. I know people are like, yo, where's the ordeal chapters you read? We're like, don't worry. There's gonna we're gonna get more. We're gonna get more of those videos in. You already told us about if you were. You already told us about it. If you were only in your first run. Oh yeah, no. I know. I've told y'all about it. I know that it's not everybody pulls up to the stream, so I just gotta make sure the people that are new here know what I'm doing on the side. You know what I mean? What's up? It's a Book Nasty. How you doing, fam? Congrats. Thank you. For what though? Oh, for getting better in voice. Oh, thank you. If that's what it is for, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I thought my brain slipped. Taco Knight said, hopefully you're going to invest in throat medicine and hella hydration. Oh yeah, that's also super important. Also, just mostly the water, definitely, because by the time we're like 3 hours into a play session, I feel my throat getting dry. But it's fun. It's fun either way. But yeah, what else? Yeah, so I got more comic book reactions on the guild, !guild. For those who don't know, it's basically like a Patreon where you could pledge a certain amount each month to get exclusive content. I have mad comic book reactions on there. My uncensored webtoon reactions are on there. I started reacting to Kagurabachi. I have not picked it back up. I need to. Just something about the beginning of Kagurabachi does not get me as locked in as other people have gotten into it. You know, like maybe it just has a slow start and I just have to keep going with it and wait. But yeah, Kagurabachi, the first 3 chapters, just not even the first 4 chapters, just don't pull me. Like I don't care as much. But you know, I do remember when people were clowning it. And that led to it popping off out of nowhere, you know. But anyway, for those who don't know, Giant Dad said, Donchi, did you see the shady stuff Nintendo did with Pokopia? I'm gonna be real with you. I have been avoiding all Pokopia news because I'm not gonna get it until Yoru's getting it. I would never, like, what's it called, put her in a situation where she feels the FOMO while I'm playing the game and she's just like, damn, I wish I had a Switch too. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can't do that in good conscience. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I have not seen anything about Pokopia. I've been avoiding a lot of news. No, it's about what's in the game. Once again, I have after Pokopia came out, I've avoided everything about it. If I see Pokopia in it, I avoid it. So I don't know anything about Nintendo news. The only news I have about Nintendo right now is how they're suing the US government. That's it. That's the most latest news I have. But yeah, I didn't know what shady things were. I don't know what shady things were put into Pokopia. And I honestly, I don't even remember. I've been skipping a lot, so maybe I did run into it and I missed it, but yeah. But anyway, for those that don't know, Nintendo will sue anybody. No, I would look it up. But their reason for suing actually does make sense. This is a situation where, okay, hold on, y'all are right. But I would definitely, of course, I'm just a content creator. Double check, look it up. I would read an article on it, but from what I saw, it has to do with the tariffs that happened last year. From what I saw, the reason for suing them actually does make a lot of sense. But anyway, for those that do not know what we are doing today, y'all, we are taking a quick break from Resident Evil. Nothing about the game. I just really miss this. But we're going back into the our Pokemon Randomizer Nuzlocke. I hope you guys are excited. Of course, the you and that Pokemon represents you. Hopefully, fuck up and get you killed. We're in Vermillion right now. Finish everybody that's in the bracket next to Vermillion. Just trading pretty much. Too loud? I got you. Power down. Power down. Free body job. It's good, man. Welcome in. But yeah, we've been trading pretty much. Whoa. I know why I was okay. My bad, y'all. My bad. I don't know why. What's it called? It took my monitor as a as an outlet. Jesus Christ. I am so sorry, y'all. Can I delete this? Yeah, I'm deleting this track. I don't know why it did that. My bad for anybody's whose ears like exploded from that. But are we good now? Is the audio good now? Let me know. And thank you for the water bottle, Kun, by the way, Giant Dad. Yeah, we good? Okay, copy. Yeah. Maybe it's because I just switched. Oh, no, it is because I added, I had to add the source in. Because if you guys don't already know, my meld, I deleted it. What's it called? I deleted it, and then that ended up to everything becoming, going away. So I had to reset everything up. Because I did that, that's probably what led to the shit just blowing up like that. But let me see. You said basically they sold out all physical copies, and they said we aren't making any more. So if you want Pokopia, you only getting digital editing, which is very scummy. That is fucked up. However, I will say I did see it coming, so it doesn't really like. I don't think it makes it any better, but I will say once they started doing that whole digital cartridge thing, it's like, because they understand what's going on. You see what these scalpers be doing. People go to these stores, they love buying like mad copies of the same thing because it's like memorabilia, and they will resell it at a crazy markup online. So they're probably in their minds thinking, oh, physical games are now retro. Like, if people collect physical games, they're gonna have to treat it like an actual hot commodity now. So we're gonna save as much money as we can, increase our profit margins by basically making it so that if you want to play Pokopia, you have to get it digitally. You know, I think that's the whole plan for all this. I think everybody is going to move because look at companies like Limited Run, though they do have a very bad history behind them. Their whole point is to have physical re-releases of games or just physical releases of games in general, right? The fact that that's even like a business thing. I get like certain indie games, like they're not going to be able to get a physical copy. They're not going to be able to make it because it could be expensive. But like once that became like a business strategy, I feel like these bigger publishers were like, oh yeah, we should definitely do that. We should so do that, bro. I feel like sooner rather than later, GameStop is gonna more so become a place that sells like consoles, other attachments for your consoles and shit like that, and pops and all types of other nerd stuff and whatever. But when it comes to games, you're just gonna see the pictures and they're gonna sell you a digital code. I think that's where we're gonna go to, and I do not fuck with that, but you know, whatever. It also means that you own the game, but you also don't own it at the same time. Yeah, but the way Nintendo works, when you have the cartridge, and also with these other games as well, even from as far back as the Xbox One, they made it so that like having the game only gave you half ownership. They tried doing that. They've been doing that for a minute. So that part, I'm just like, that's already fucked up, but I've been seeing this shit. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna get more water. I'll be right back. By the way, don't you have plans to do Yu-Gi-Oh videos? Just asking. Like playing Yu-Gi-Oh or reacting to Yu-Gi-Oh? Mikale, what's good? Hey, don't you? Sorry, you probably get questions asked like this a lot, but I'm wondering if you plan to read LOTM. It's a web novel. It's peak fiction, cinema, gas. It's a web novel. I I feel like I might because I keep saying I've been, but like I've done 2 recordings and I haven't posted them. I'm planning to just read more on the website as well. So I think depending on how things go with those reads, maybe I'll move some reads over to here, like some web novel reads. But yeah, I don't usually read web novels on stream. Not opposed to it. I just don't know. I know like book streaming and book talk exists and whatever, but I just don't know how everybody would take to me just reading some shit and possibly fucking up some places, you know? Bruh, I missed the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sundays we did. They were fun. It just sucks that we can't dual stream to YouTube if we're gonna react to Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what I mean? Like we can't. Twitch does not care. Twitch truly does not care about us reacting to anime, surprisingly. But YouTube definitely does. I don't know. Maybe on certain days I could decide, okay, on Saturday we can do like a Saturday morning cartoons type stream. And what's it called? Watch anime like that. You know, specifically, like, of course we could move on from this, but it would be fun to just go through the 4Kids dub because 4Kids was so fucking funny, bro. The Yu-Gi-Oh dub is peak comedy. I will die with that thought, and I will go to my grave with that. Yu-Gi-Oh 4Kids dub is peak comedy, bro. I feel like if you are a true Yu-Gi-Oh fan, it doesn't matter if they get certain things wrong in the canon. If you are a true Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you need to do yourself the service of watching the whole Yu-Gi-Oh 4Kids dub. That shit is fucking hilarious. Mikale said, man, it's sad because when I was a kid, I had 2 GameStops here, but now the last one closed like a few months ago. Now my closest one is like 50 minutes away. Damn, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I feel that. Luckily, I still have like the few GameStops around me, but GameStops are definitely, I could definitely see them closing down soon. I feel like what these places have to become is like kind of like hobby shops, you know? Like, I think they got to become places where you can buy Beyblades, you can buy Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, Pops, action figures, figurines. It's already kind of becoming that, which is good. But I think what's gonna have to happen sooner or later is that maybe they'll have to add, like, luckily there's a lot of video game media. In a perfect world, they could start selling, like, they could start retaking in them, like, old school DVDs and shit, since DVDs are not being really sold like at places like Best Buy and shit. They could retake those, maybe take some video game related books, have a small book section, you know. I think they just have to become a niche hobby shop reseller kind of thing, you know. That could probably make them a lot of money if they started like buying cards, displaying cards like that. I don't know if they do it already, but that could definitely make up for not really having people come in to buy physical games, you know, because once again, I think now what's gonna happen is that it's gonna. One sec, y'all. I thought I heard something. I thought I heard something in the house, and Yoru's not here, so I was like, what? But yeah, that could make up for the fact that people, I feel like what's gonna happen is that it's gonna be up to the developer to be like, you know what, fuck y'all. We're gonna make physical copies because we believe in that shit. But because physical copies cost money, they're not gonna be able to infinitely print it. Like, there's probably just gonna be, they probably are gonna stick with this whole like, this is what we're printing. Deal with this. Sorry, bro. Like, this is it. And it's probably going to decrease over time because, once again, just people are more inclined to digitally download it. And on one side, on the business side, I kind of understand it because it's like, we're not trying to waste too much money printing physical games, but still, I don't think it should become a lost art. I think physical games, I feel like physical games, to me, are really cool to have. Like, I like just looking at the side art. The box art overall is cool. Looking at the what's it called? The spine of the cover as well, and like having them all laid out so that you could see all the names of the games that you played. It's cool. I like having that collection. It doesn't hit the same when you go on your Steam and you see the games you 100%, and it's just like, okay. You know, like, there's a little bit of a dopamine rush I get when I see that shit, but it's much bigger when I could turn around, right? And there's not a lot. I'm acting like there's a lot, but there's not a lot. When I could turn around and look at all these games I played in the past, bro. Like, what is that? What is that Wii game over there? Is that Fire Emblem? I'm not gonna go over there and pick it up. It might not be Fire Emblem, but fucking... like, it's cool seeing that shit. You know, you could go back, look at it, be like, damn, I really played this when I was a kid. But that's gonna go away soon. And I feel like the kids of today don't care as much about physical games as well. And that's definitely gonna push them to be like, yo, why are we still wasting money printing physical game cases? You know, once again, this is just like me, like, being devil's advocate and thinking about how they're thinking. But overall, I don't want this shit to happen. Please give me physical games. Don't make this like some what's it called, rare shit where it's like most games don't get it. I don't want that. But anyway, Pokemon. So we got our Salamence. By the way, this is a randomizer Nuzlocke. All random Pokemon, even the trainers have random Pokemon, random items as well. We've what's it called? Pokemon faints. That's it. They're dead. We lose all our Pokemon. That's a game over, and we got to start all over. Yeah, I already said where we're at and everything. I'm gonna train up Tiger a little bit more, and then we're gonna go to the SSN. Oh yeah, I forgot this annoying ass Celebi that gives no EXP. I don't have anything for you. Well, hold on. Let me try a headbutt. Please flinch, 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 flinch. Damn it. The main thing is the most of these guys are not trustworthy. Steam can do it because Steam is the GOAT, but shit, most of these companies are literally criminals. I mean, okay, I completely agree with you that most of these companies are criminals, but I wouldn't say that Steam is like the good on the good side of everything. Like I would double check and look up some things because a lot of these companies, to get to the level that they got to, they had to do some slimy shit to other people. Like, that's just how business works. So I feel like it's like the lesser of evils now. Is Steam less evil than a lot of these companies? For sure. Like, what PlayStation is doing right now is insane. What's it called? What Microsoft is doing right now is insane. What Nvidia is doing right now is insane. But I think the whole lot of these companies, if their dirty laundry hasn't come out yet, it's going to, for sure. Oh, hell no, I'm not fighting you, bro. This is why we have a Breloom. I forgot we named you water type, bro. What the hell? Nicolay said, I fuck with Steam because last I heard, even though they're digital versions, you actually own the game. I'm not sure if that's true. I think, like, if the Steam system went down... Well, no, you could still physically download it on your computer, so that's true. I know GOG for sure, like, you buy it there, you own it. Like, you get, like, the... whatever the game server platform thingy is, and you could play it from there. But I swore that Steam had it set up so that where, like, if the Steam system was down, you couldn't play your Steam games. But I could be wrong. Josiah, thanks for the follow, fam. We just need you at level 20, and then we're gonna train up. Well, you know what? Because Yoru would be the only one that's a little bit lower, I can train them up in the SSN. That could work. We just need you at level 20, bro. That's all. I'm really curious about what kind of Pokemon Lieutenant Surge is gonna have. Also, that should even be my worry right now. I'm more so worried about what I'm gonna run into on the SSN. But this is why we train. Alright, cool. Nice. There we go. Alright, we're good for the SSN. Also, Steam is actually doing the reverse. They are actually going to console now, and that is also the reason why Sony said that they will no longer have PC versions of most of their new games. Oh yeah, no, I know about that. I heard that shit's gonna be expensive as fuck, though. Like, I don't think an official price came out, but like from what people have estimated, I'm so good on getting that. I rather just stick with my PC gaming. I like that they're giving us the option. But yeah, all that to say, a lot of these companies be doing fuck shit on the side. And it's like, from my perspective, I feel like for everybody, it's only a matter of time till some of these guys prove that they're kind of fucked up. Don't want to be a pessimist, but like, that's really the feeling I get, because every other day, bro, it's like, you find out something new with these guys. The SSN is a famous luxury cruise ship. It visits Vermillion once a year. Welcome to the SSN. Put me on the boat. Welcome to the SSN. Excuse me, do you have a ticket? Yoru flashed the SS ticket. Great. Welcome to the SSN. Alright, bro. Let's do this. Let the gauntlet begin. The passengers are restless from this long voyage. You might be challenged by the more bored ones. The good thing is, I forgot there's a bed in here, so we could rest. That's good. Bonjour, I am le waiter on this ship. I will be happy to serve you anything you please. Ah, le strong silent type. Yes. Yes, indeed. Hello, old man. Shh, I'm a global police agent. I'm on the trail of Team Rocket. They're up to nothing good. Oh, look at that, a little bit of lore, a little bit of Pokemon lore. Completely forgot. Oh, I know these guys gonna battle me. But I completely forgot that there's like a whole police over here. The main police I think of nowadays, it used to be Officer Jenny, but now it's Looker. Well, he's a detective, but still. I love Pokemon. Do you? Yo, please don't have some stupid shit. Please do not have some stupid shit. Please have like a Caterpie or some shit. Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. We're gonna switch you out to... Don't you have Mach Punch now? Aw, yeah, you got the Mach Punchies. Giant Dad said the governments also get involved. For example, have you seen Ex Voto, the lesbian night game? Apparently the Italian government gave them 700 million euros to make their game. I did not know about any of that. What the fuck? I was just reminded that we named this Breloom water type. Like, what? I used the wrong move. Mock punchies. Nicolay said, no, I'm actually pissed, bro, about the Steam Machine rumored prices. If it wasn't for these dumbass AI niggas and the CPU shortage, the prices would have been at most $850. Yeah, and that's why it pains me when I see more of these bigger companies falling into this AI bullshit. Nvidia, Microsoft, like, I need y'all to relax. Like, I know there's a point in time where I talked about AI could be useful as a tool, right? But I still back then I still said fuck Gen AI. At this point, honestly, all AI, we've gone too far. We've gone too far, bro. Like, sure. Can things like ChatGPT and Perplexity and all that, can they help you out in significant ways? Absolutely, in ways where you don't have to like throw away your humanity or take a job away from somebody, right? But we've gone too far. People are looking shit up on ChatGPT, forgetting that it could be wrong. Like, we're throwing away Google searches and using more resources to use AI to search for shit when you should just be using your regular search browser for that. Like, that's what we used to do. What is wrong with y'all? Like, bro, man, it kills me because I don't know if it was a joke, but I remember I saw a clip where Rakai was like trying to argue about where chicken eggs come from. Chicken eggs come from, and this nigga went down and looked up where chicken eggs come from with ChatGPT, bro. Like, we're cooked. We're fucking cooked if this goes on, bro. Like, we need to put a lock on this shit. There needs to be, like, should it all be deleted? Like, should it all, like, because of, like, the fact that, obviously, like, AI is still using, like, CPUs and all that stuff. CPUs in, like, the fighting game computer characters, and also just, like, video game enemy characters in general. I'm not saying all AI needs to be destroyed, but the way that in which people are using AI right now, we gotta cut this shit by the legs, bro. We gotta cut this shit by the legs, bro, and stop before our society, like, we're burning through resources and getting dumber. How the fuck does that work? How the fuck does that work, people? People can't write college students can't write papers anymore because they're using AI to do it for them. Like, what? Like, bro, people are gonna be like, I wrote a script 5 years from now, and someone's gonna be like, that's cringe, you're trying too hard, because you wrote it yourself. Like, we're going backwards and fucking up the planet in exchange for that. Nothing about this is good. Like, and this homie from OpenAI, the CEO or whatever, is over here talking about, oh, I feel like intelligence is gonna become like a resource that you could pay for now. Are you kidding me? What? Bro, they're trying to treat intelligence like it's some commodity you could sell to people. Like, what? They're trying to throw away the fact that you can get smarter and be like, fuck that, use AI. Like, are we... I'm sorry, rant over. But, oh my god. Giant Dad said, I mean, you know people like cutting corners. Yeah, but it's too much. It's too much. That's what I'm saying. It takes more clicks to do that shit. That dumbass did the chicken or the egg come first. I get what you mean, though. Dai Cow, what's good? I see you're a first-time chatter. Thanks for the follow. Just came from the Orv read-through. It was fire. Oh, thank you, fam. Bro, IDK, if you saw that, a big streamer bet shaving his eyebrows because GPT said it'd take 2 weeks to grow back. See, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Look it up. talk to somebody who's actually professional in this. Like, you're using more resources to get information that could be wrong. What are we do? And then people will argue about this, be like, ChatGPT told me, and it's like, ChatGPT can be wrong. A world cruise is so elegant yet cozy. I always travel with Wigglytuff. I never leave home without it. John Dad said, bruh, I saw an article and apparently there was a high school that had a 0% math score percentage. Yeah, see, what the fuck? What? How? Waitress, I would like a cherry pie, please. That's crazy. That's crazy. I look like a waitress to you. GTP is so stupid though because it doesn't even get you past in college classes. Like 40% of all my classmates get failed and they don't even care anymore. Like what? And this is going into another topic, but like the problem now is like caring about trying to progress in life, trying to do better is like cringe now. So yeah, like I could see that. I could so see people just failing in college and being like, I don't give a fuck. It's fine. I'm gonna get the bag anyway. I'm gonna become a content creator and be a menace to society on live internet and start doing dumb shit. Or worse yet, what some people will do, they'll be like, yo, ChatGPT, how do I make $1 million bajillion? Straight up. Being dead serious. Straight up thinking, oh yeah, this homie got the keys to the kingdom, bro. They could tell me whatever I need to know. Acquiring skills? What do I need skills for when I'm gonna get the bag? I'll be rich. Like, bro, GPT is so stupid though because it doesn't even, I'm sorry. Carrying is try hard now, it's so stupid. Yeah, Michaela, another thing Google has the annoying Ask AI suggestions, which IDK man, but Google, do your Googling. Yeah, the AI, that little AI thing has been wrong on multiple occasions. I remember something I've been doing a lot recently because I've been getting back into Beyblade. Okay, not dealing with you, Kamina, come out. Because I recently got into Beyblade. I've been looking up different Beyblade combos, and every time I look up something on Google, I get the little AI suggestion. It was giving me combos without important parts that were needed for that combo to work. So I was just like, what are you even talking about? Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's annoying because then it just takes up space. Oh, I'm in Beyblade X. I'm into Beyblade X right now. I haven't tried Metal Masters or Burst before, but I've heard good things about them. But because this is like the main competitive scene, I've been super into Beyblade X. The main part is also that school focuses more on the bottom 5% of students and not the best students. Like teachers dumb down lessons because they are forced to by the system. Yes, that is another thing. This when it comes to the educational aspect, this No Child Left Behind stuff is I don't know, bro. I feel like if you're going to cause the more gifted students to become bored with class and not really care about this stuff and just kind of cruise through the whole thing without getting challenged and then shake them up in college, some people gotta get left behind because, to be real, some people just don't give a fuck. Like, straight up, some people do not. So one, some people don't care, and two, there should be levels where it's like, okay, you don't understand this, we should put you in a class that will help you understand this more. There's such a bad stigma connected to it because, like, when people are like, oh, you're gonna put me in, like, for example, remedial algebra, you think I'm dumb? It's like, no, we're about to throw you into some next geometry shit. You ain't ready for that yet. So you want me to throw you into some shit you're not ready for and be like, figure it out? Or worse, you want me to tell the smart student, sorry bro, no more, we're not doing geometry after algebra, we're doing algebra 2 now. You're gonna be relearning everything you learned in the second half of algebra. And we're gonna go a little bit more in depth. But you're gonna get an A, no matter what. Like, that's a problem. That is a problem. We can't do that, bro. Like, we can't, we need to be fair to both sides and throw away the idea that taking a remedial class is like some, oh, he's so stupid type shit. Some people learn at different rates, bro. That's just a fact. Some people just don't latch on to things as well as others can. I remember I was in computer science class and I was looking around me, people were grabbing this shit like it was easy. I was like, bro, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. How am I a junior in this shit? Why am I in this class? My computer science like tenure in college was filled with so much imposter syndrome because I was passing these classes but it was by like the skin of my teeth. Like I would have to go Super Saiyan, Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue, everything all at the same time, Bankai, all that shit, just to survive. And there were people that was like, oh yeah, you know, it's just you just gotta understand Big O notation. And I was like, bro, I barely get that shit. That shit be so confusing sometimes. You know, and I'm not saying like, I feel like computer science in general can be pretty hard, but I definitely feel like I would have benefited from taking a remedial computer science class that taught me this shit like I was 5. That's great. It doesn't matter how you gotta teach it to me as long as I learn it. And plus, sometimes these people end up going harder than the smarter people because they become more committed. You know, just you gotta find the different ways these people need to learn, but not hold back the gifted students. You gotta keep on challenging them, or else they're gonna just drift through the shit, you know? Of course, challenge them within reason. Like, don't just be like, yo, you're in middle school, you understand trigonometry, guess what? Calculus 1, Calculus 2, like, don't do that shit. But, you know, you can be more deliberate about how you go about teaching the different kids you deal with, you know? And do your best to fight against the fucking stigma that if you need extra classes, you're dumb. Because that's what's really setting us back. That whole idea that like if you try a little bit harder to learn shit, if you try to go to a tutor, if you try to do anything like that, you're coming off as stupid. That needs to go away because that fucks up a lot of people. I know mad people that ran away from SAT class because they were like, I don't need that shit, I'm smart. And it's like they're teaching you how to tackle this test because this test doesn't care if you're smart. There are honestly strategies of which you can use to beat the SAT that doesn't require you to just be like some super brainy dude, you know? Daikao said, to be honest, the professors get so much shit for not passing students. They feel like they have to. My dad is a business professor and has to give E instead of F because he has to meet cutoffs. Yeah, that's dumb. Some people gotta fail. I'm sorry. If as a teacher, if you don't feel like they're ready for the next step, they can't go to that next step. There is time in between some of these semesters. Like, you can find ways to be like, I'm gonna fail you now, but we could figure out a way for you to prepare. I just gotta go do one-on-one time with you, you know? I am but a solitary traveler. My sole companions and friends are Pokemon I caught on my journeys. Please don't have a legendary, bro. The worst is when teachers pass students only because they don't want to deal with them for another year. Oh yeah. I think I had a teacher that did that to me too. I retook a class that was just, I just wasn't getting it, bro. I wasn't getting it, and I didn't know I had ADHD at the time. So my mind, I was trying my best to lock in, bro. The moment I looked at my computer, I would be gone. I would close my computer, I would try to pay attention, I would fall asleep. I just couldn't. I took it twice and the same thing happened, bro. Oh, you're watering ground. Whoops. Okay. We gotta go to, what's it called? Water type. Haha. But yeah, no, I just couldn't get it. And she passed me the second time I took it, with a B. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't no way I deserve that B, bro. The amount of homework I had missing, the way I was not doing well on them tests, bro. Like, either in her head, she was like, you don't need to know this shit, bro. Because in my head, I was going through that class being like, I don't feel like this is as important as they're saying it is. But, what was it? It wasn't algorithms, it was something else, I forgot. I'm gonna keep you in and just mock punch you. But yeah, no, I just couldn't deal with it, and she passed me with a B. The weird part was that she passed me with a B. She could have passed me with a C. She could have been like, nah, you barely, nah, that B was the weirdest B I've ever seen in my life. To this day, I wish I had the balls to talk to her and be like, yo, so like, what was that about? Because me and you both know I didn't deserve that. And I just want to hear what she had to say. Michele said, this makes me think about how teachers are treated so shit by not only their students but by the system. Glad I realized this early on. Most of my teachers were really good influences and were there for me whenever I needed someone. Yeah, and that's another big problem with the educational system. I feel like teachers need to be paid a lot more because think about it. Teachers are literally guiding the next generation. Sure, parents are involved in that, but like a lot of students, the most time they spend, like when you're young and everything, you spend most of your time with teachers, and they spend a lot of time teaching you a bunch of different shit. Sometimes those things can be related to morals, especially when you go into middle school. You know, I remember a lot of my teachers, especially in middle school, had a huge role on me and how I thought about things. You know, I'm glad I had teachers in middle school that were very big on, you're better off, like, you should care more about being a decent human being than trying to be the smartest dude in the room. You know, like, I'm glad a lot of people in my middle school were big on that shit, you know? And that those lessons were carried with me, because it's like, as a kid, you're seeing these, like, older figures, and, like, it makes sense that you kind of idolize them after a point if they're really, really cool. But then when teachers get treated like shit, and then in the bad schools when they get treated like shit by their students, and then the system does nothing with it, and they're just like, yeah, we're still gonna pay you your shitty ass wage. It's like, what? Nah, teachers should get paid way more. When I found out how much teachers got paid, I lost my shit. I felt like it felt wrong, like we were robbing them of their time, you know? Teachers have to dead ass spend their own money to buy class supplies, like what the fuck, and most of them stay till 6 just to grade and do work. Yeah, and it's mostly because they just care about these kids a lot, you know? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I really want better for all of our teachers, but I don't know. Like, if I were to think about people that I would want to thank before I die, there are a lot of teachers that I would want to, like, just walk up to and be like, yo, you don't have any idea how much you helped me out in this aspect, you know? We're busy here, out of the way. I know one of y'all want to battle me. I saw an old berry in the trash. I wonder what that was. Ahem, indeed I am le chef. Le main course is eels and barbecue, our barbecue. Less guests will mutiny, I fear. Wait. Y'all got eels in the Pokemon world? Are they eating Electrosses? He said eel. Oh shit. Animals in Pokemon, bro. Proof right there. John Dad said, or are you hyperactive, inattentive, or combined? I'm combined. Wait, what? I completely forgot. I completely forgot what my sheet was. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm both, but more on the, like, not as high with inattentive, but more hyperactive. Yeah, that's where I sit. That's why, glad I got my meds. Glad I got diagnosed so I can get my meds, because my God, that was not fucking working, bro. Oh, bro, first time I took my meds, I was so pissed. I was so mad, because I was like, you really had me living on hard mode. On hard mode for no reason. You mean I could just focus? I could just focus on I could slow down? No one told me I could slow down with the power of medicine. Like, yo. Oh my God. Teachers that need to be paid as much as doctors. Facts, actually. Daikao said, everyone is so comfortable in their own situation, they don't speak about the problems, and it keeps looping, and it's gonna keep looping until we end up in a dystopian reality, not gonna lie. Exactly, which is why even in these, especially nowadays, even in these streams, even though it's, as you can see, is taking up a lot of our attention, I still feel like it's important to talk about this kind of stuff, because sure, you know, like, yeah, keep it fun, keep it about the video games, but these are my beliefs, and with all the content creators that we see out there that lead their fan base to do really fucked up shit because of their ideologies and whatever. I want to be very clear about the things that I stand on and talk and have discussions about this, so that we can keep it relevant. You know, like if as a content creator, and I feel like there's a point in my career where I didn't feel this way before, but if you have a pedestal to talk to a much bigger audience than most people can, and you want to see the world change, I feel like you do have a duty to then not shove it down people's throat, but talk about it with your audience. You know, like you don't have to go too crazy on it. You don't have to like have a whole like slideshow discussion, have debates and shit. I don't think we need to do all that, but I think it's important to at least discuss it every now and again, so that like people are reminded this is where this person stands. You know, these are important things that matter in the world, and we should care about this stuff. It's all fun and it's all great to care about the fun gaming shit, but like, I would like to exist and for other people to exist and get to experience all these games with us, you know? And it sucks that we gotta these are the things that we're fighting over now, you know? Like, it sucks that people that are so relevant to society are getting paid chump change and can barely afford to live and have to pick up other jobs while doing something as hard as being a teacher. Being a teacher is so fucking difficult, I could not imagine. I am so impatient. I would probably get so mad at these kids every day. I would have at least one crash out, not in front of the kids, but in my office. And that just wouldn't be healthy for me. My first year, I feel like I would leave. And then if somebody came in and was like, yo, bro, you look chopped, I would lose my mind. I would have to apply for a boxing gym, but I couldn't because I would be getting paid chump change. So how am I paying my boxing bills? You know what I mean? It would be terrible. I peel spuds every day. Did you hear about Snorlax? It's a glutton. No other Pokemon eats and sleeps the way Snorlax can and does. I only get to peel onions. We needed that. By the way, what's up, Twilight Lord? What's up, Lawrence? Daikao said, I think they retcon at the Pokemon, eating Pokemon after the Pidgey and Caterpie thing. Really? Oh shit, y'all hear that? We about to leave. Alright, let's start with going upstairs. Also, a bad part is that a lot of schools try their hardest to have a spotless reputation by burying shit, like with what happened in a school. Oh god. In a school in America, teachers had cocaine gummies, and a few of the primary schoolers managed to snub a few, and they ate them because they thought they were regular gummies. I'm glad the kids are fine, but what the fuck? Why would you bring drugs to school? What the fuck? Mikale said, yeah, like you, I experienced a lot of times where I just couldn't focus on teachers' explanation. I only ever studied once for a soul because there were some teachers who were right next to me to help me, although there are some teachers that pissed me off because even though I felt I was telling them exactly what I wasn't understanding, they just kept not listening. That's also a big problem, yeah. I'm pretty sure Basculin is a food Pokemon eat? Drugs at work is so stupid, let alone a school. Yeah, bro, I don't understand that shit. I don't understand that shit at all. Pretty sure Basculin is a food Pokemon. It could be my age showing, but I don't know what ASW means. It's literally a no drug zone. Exactly. Like, what are you doing? I've journeyed far and wide, but in all my travels, I've never seen any Pokemon sleep like this one. It was something like this. Humble, what's good? The humble sniper reporting in from the den. How's everyone today? We're chilling. We're talking about how the education system is fucked, but it can get better. We just gotta try harder, bro. Check out what I fished up. We just gotta try harder and continue to let these people know that they fucking up. Okay. We have something for you. Right? Yeah, you have confusion. Giant Dad said, and then the principal instructed the teachers to use their Fifth Amendment rights and destroy all the evidence. No one was arrested. That's crazy. I hope a lot of parents move their kids out those schools because what? As well, copy. Thank you, Daikao. Thank you for Daikao. Thank you for helping my old ass. You think it was in Buffalo? Copy. It's not a screw up if the failure is part of the system. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, there we go. There we go, a dark move. And we can stop switch outs, even though that probably won't happen as much, but I'll take away Sand Attack. Oh, sweet. When we get an Umbreon. Last time we played this. So like 2 weeks ago, I think? No, 3 weeks ago. My bad. Hold on, let me see you. How's my Voltorb looking? Twilight, nah. You not, nah. If you weren't so frail, Voltorb, I would send you out, but I don't want to risk that. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. This is why we have Water type. You ain't ready for Water type, right on. Come catch these hands. Mega Drain. I would very much like... It would be so... No, wait. No. Oh, wait, I forgot. There is no physical and special attacks in this game. I don't know. So I don't know. Do all grass type moves count as special attack moves in this? Let me double check. Cause I'm over here, I'm like, yo, I can use Needle Arm when I get, and hopefully I'll get Needle Arm. But yeah, no, I don't think. Let me see. How do special? Actually, no. I know what I'll look up. Special attack in Pokemon FireRed. Yo, you know what just hit me? It's bro. We're about to hit. We're getting closer to April, and Pokemon Champions drops in April, right? Right? Do I remember the date correctly? Okay. Normal, fighting, rock, ground, steel, flying, ghost, bug, poison are all physical. Fire, grass, water, electric, ice, psychic, dragon, dark are special. What? Okay, no, psychic is special. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. So, man, that sucks. Well, I mean, let's hope. Okay, so I get it. So, damn, no wonder Mega Drain is so weak. Yeah, so even if it doesn't really matter, my grass type moves are just not going to be that strong. However, the worst of the worst would have to be that one time someone broke into a school and tried to kidnap a little boy, and the school didn't say anything to the parents and explicitly told the boy to not say anything to his mom. Again, I'm pretty sure no one was arrested aside from the kidnapper. That's crazy. Like if it's designed for certain students to fail, then that's what it will do if left to its devices. Yeah, unfortunate but true. Competing against a young keeps me youthful. Oh yeah, old man. Catch these hands, ho. Rich kid, pansy. Oh, fuck. Okay. Wait. Okay. I could send Giant Dad, but it might use Magnitude. Fuck, I hate Golem so much, bro. Hold on. When does Golem learn Magnitude again? FireRed moveset. So you already have self-destruct. What? No. Hold on. Do you have self-destruct? Yes, you have self-destruct. Okay. What else do you have? And you have magnitude. Oh, man. Man. Okay. Do I assume I could send Kamina? He's stronger and... Hold on. Yeah, he's stronger and he could tank the magnitude. And he has more HP, but you have more defense. Fuck. I'm gonna send Kamina just in case they throw magnitude. And I think they should also be able to tank the explosion. Oh, wow. Look at that. Nothing of what I thought. I was not gonna use an electric move, so you know what? Thank you. Die, you monster! God. Hate Golem so much. Golem will just blow itself up for funsies. Mikale said, briefly, I saw someone say streamers need to be more mindful about how there are kids in chat. What do you think? I agree when it comes to being a dumbass, like using GPT and doing fucked up things to strangers in public. But when it comes to making dark humor jokes or anything, and also a lot of that shit should be handled by the parents, to be honest. We live in such an online era. Parents need to be more cautious. Yeah, because my thing is this. There are what's it called? There are mature settings you could put on Twitch. They're there for a reason. Like, you could stop people and be like, you have to be this age to watch this. And if you're saying straight up, we're like, this is about to be some NSFW 18 plus type shit, and you're making that clear, yes, the parents, because I don't think that everybody should censor themselves because of the possibility that kids should be, kids are going to be involved. However, I feel like some of the things that these people do should definitely be thought of in a sense of like, hey, think about what kind of image of yourself you're putting out there. You know, like, think about who you are and think about what you're coming off as and what kind of person your followers are going to see you. Because my thing is more so like, if you act a certain way on social media or on stream and whatever, and you're an influencer and you have people that really fuck with you like that, you could promote that kind of behavior in other people, you know. So sometimes people say really next level shit with no proof whatsoever, and they won't remind their audience, yo, look this up, whatever, and their audience will just blindly believe them, and this just leads to like an echo chamber of really bad opinions, really bad things being said, and they throw that out there in other places, you know. I think that's where we need to have there needs to be more of like thinking about how you want to be on the internet, you know. Like, I personally feel like everyone should start with kindness. Like, first off, like, I think that should be a thing, and there should be a want to try to not even perceive yourself, to try to be a good person, because why would we not want to bring more good into the world, you know? Of course, not at the expense of doing whatever you want to do. Like, you can still have your NSFW content, do all that stuff without being a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's where we need to draw the line. There are content creators, or I would even call them content creators. I would say more so they're influencers. There are influencers on there who love going on live in real life, and they love causing havoc in neighborhoods, giving other people problems, and then people see that and think, oh, people are donating to him to do more of this, I'm gonna do this, and then it just leads to a really, really fucked up cycle. I'd say the same about the whole like manosphere when it comes to content creation. It's pretty much the same thing of people saying baseless things that is backed by misogynistic beliefs, and they will swear up and down they're not misogynist, but they will say these crazy backwards things that are that find their origin in misogynistic beliefs and try to get other people to think like them. And it causes a lot of people to get fucked up in the head because you like, it's leading to a legion of guys who are not only not able to talk to women, but they're literally scaring the women away. And when they do that, they're like, oh, they're just a bitch. They're just some hoe. They weren't worth my time. I'm a high value man. I need a high value woman who's gonna deal with my bullshit. You know, like it's always funny when these guys like see their fans and they question how their fans could be this radical, but it's like, that's what happens when you present the type of thing you're presenting online, you know? I feel like if someone's out there really saying I'm trying to turn these boys into like good men, like you shouldn't be teaching the shit that you do. Honestly, I don't even know why women are coming into the conversation outside of, hey, treat women with respect. But if you're trying to become a good man, I feel like there should be a lot of internal talk happening, you know, not about, oh, get the bag, do this, do that. There should be more talk about journaling, meditating, reading more books, and not just self-help books, building your vocabulary, learning more skills, finding something you're passionate about. Stuff like that is how you become a better man or just a better human being, you know? But no, it's that idea was thrown away because being a man, you got to fall into all these conservative beliefs and whatever. The lame part is that a lot of people do it on purpose. Oh yeah, it's a grift. It makes money now. So it's like, it's easy for them to spout some nonsense, start up a class, and they know that it'll make money. And some of the part that kills me, that half of these guys don't even believe the shit they're preaching. Or when they get challenged, they just get mad because they know they have no leg to stand on. You know, if you guys haven't watched it, there's a Netflix documentary called Entering the Manosphere. Highly recommend it. This is a part that I've harped on before, but I feel like unfortunately, the self-help area of content creation is a very sick pipeline that leads to this kind of manosphere stuff, because that's usually how they get you. They'll start off with like, yo, do you want to be rich like me and have a bunch of jet skis and women twerking around you every single day? Follow my lead. And it's like, it starts off trying to be like, this is going to make you better and get more money. And then it turns you into somebody that you're not, you know? Giant Dad said, not just because of money, but because some people want to spread their ideology. True. Michele said, what was that UK show about the kid who killed someone a year or two ago? Oh, Adolescence? Yeah. Adolescence is another good one that talks about stuff like that. Small trees can be chopped down using the move cut. But remember this, cut is an HM technique. Once learned, it is not so easily discarded. Yes, old man, that's why we're here, to get cut. One-way monogamy, that Myron was spouting in the doc was straight up brain dead. Half the shit Myron was saying in the doc was fucking idiotic, bro. And it was so funny to me because it was like, yo, you're outing yourself in real time, bro. Like, he was trying to push his wife away. Like, both the wives that had to deal with the fact that their husband to their face said they're okay with me cheating on her because they understand I'm gonna come back. Both of them looked OD uncomfortable. And when the host of the documentary started harping more on that subject, they got more uncomfortable because you're married. Of course you don't want your partner to cheat. The fuck? You know, like, and then their defense to that was trying to push them away or just canceling everything, you know, or homeboy, whatever HG, I think was his name. What he did was just try to embarrass the dude and try to say that he was like, talking to like pedophiles or whatever. I don't even know. Like, that kind of shit is so dumb because the moment somebody calls you on your shit, your immediate response is, I'm gonna attack you because I'm a man. I gotta be on the attack. I'm never on defense. Fucking stupid, bro. And not just because, sorry, Michele, Daikao said, I'm rereading a bunch of shit. I could never get past 30 minutes because of my ADHD, lol, but I heard it was good. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Maybe watching it in parts. But yeah. HS Tiki Talkie. Yeah. Fucking dumbass. Seeing shit like that, I can't even be mad when I see women becoming gold diggers. It's like all things must be balanced. Bro, not even that. I completely understand the fact that there is like a lot of women that are just like, I'm not dating guys anymore. Fuck that shit. Like, I'm just gonna be chill and hang with my friends. I completely understand that. You have people out there that will assault women for saying no to their cat calls. Like, it's a big big problem, and every time you call guys out on it, it's like, one, if a guy calls guys out on it, their immediate response is, they're not gonna sleep with you, bro. You're trying too hard. You're trying to be a social justice warrior. You care too much. You're a simp type shit. And then of course, when a girl says it, they just completely ignore it because they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. This is how it's always been. You know, it's fucking annoying. It's really annoying, which is why, like, they're just, I will say on one end, there are definitely times where, like, if I'm meeting new people, certain things that are said, I'm like, okay, see, I know this is not gonna be my kind of vibe. I know this is not gonna be my kind of vibe, bro. Yeah, it's just, I'm looking at these guys and it's like, you're creating armies of fucked up human beings. And they swear they're doing great things. Like, they're out here like, I'm changing lives, I'm doing this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you're not though. And this Kingdra is pissing me off with the smoke screen. I'm about to mock punch it. This whole black pill incel movement is the bane of the youth right now. All young people are affected. Yup. The fact that there was a situation with, I think it still happens, with boys just not responding to their female teachers is insane to me. Mock punch again. Yeah, damn. Yeah, Giant Dad, there is the documentary spoke about this as well. Oh, let's go. There is just because of the whole manosphere movement and people like Andrew Tate and all that, there's a huge amount of boys who are just not listening to their female teachers whatsoever. Like, they refuse, they feel like they're lesser than and should be in the kitchen, which is fucking stupid. Like, dumbass ideologies, bro. And it sucks. It sucks because, you know, there's a part of you that wants to be excited for the new generation. There's a part of you that wants to be like, yo, let's be hyped for these kids learning. But it's like, it's not happening. It's not. So on some instances, sure, like there are kids that are like doing what evolution's supposed to do, getting smarter, learning and all that shit. But there are too many kids that are falling for this manosphere bullshit. Due to my high school grad class was voted biggest chud and it was allowed. What? Nicolay said, OMG, I heard the craziest shit yesterday. Apparently there's a brain rot character turning into a vape. Like the type of shit nobody over the age of 12 should be interested enough to buy the vape. So fucking vile, bro. Son. What? That's wild. That's so... See, and the argument for that, they're gonna be like, oh, nah, see, like, it's not... You're thinking too hard. Like, what we're actually doing is, it's like, for the fans that are grown and able to vape. But no, you're creating an in for younger kids to be like, oh, shit, that nigga's on a vape. I'ma get it, you know? And there are, like, especially in some of these bodegas, there are people that do not give a fuck about selling these type of things to kids because they just want the money. My time it was Rick and Morty vape, and now it's Lung Saw Her vape. Whoa. Tongue Saw Her? I don't know what that is. A Rick and Morty vape makes more sense because Rick and Morty is for an older audience. Isn't it mature? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a what's it called? TV 18 or whatever. Gotcha. Redgrave 94, what's good, fam? Oh, is that a Devil May Cry reference? But thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. We are doing our randomizer Nuzlocke and honestly just chatting it up. Lit. I'm glad I still know my Devil May Cry lore. Me and my daddy think the Safari Zone is awesome. I wish we could go there again. Have you gone to the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City? There are many kinds of rare Pokemon. Oh, that's gonna be where Gary battles me. I'm not ready for that yet. The captain said he's awfully sick. He was all pale. I hear many people get seasick. I've never gotten seasick, but at the same time, I wonder if I've been on a boat long enough to even like experience that, you know? Our captain is a sword master. He's awesome at using cut. They say he even teaches cut to Pokemon. That is a cool bit of lore. When do we unlock the Safari Zone here? I think after the 4th badge? Or once we unlock Saffron City. I'm just down here to find the bed. Where the bed at? Where the bed at? Nope, it was a lady. Love your videos. Been watching the Soul Calibur ones on repeat. Oh, thank you, fam. Appreciate that. Yeah, oh, I also forgot to mention that. The Soul Calibur 5 video is currently being written. I had a lot to say. I finished my spiel on like how Soul Calibur 5 was developed, which is like, to me, was gonna be the hardest part. But man, oh man, do I have like... I'm gonna let y'all know right now. It's not gonna be a rant. It's not gonna be a rant whatsoever. But I'm gonna interject a lot when it comes to this story. Because Soul Calibur 5 from a lore standpoint pisses me the fuck off. Oh shit, bro. They really, really dropped the ball. Like, I understand why Soul Calibur 6 was so lore heavy and why they did the reboot. After going through everything, I understand completely. I understand completely, bro. That shit was bad. Let me tell you, getting seasick is fucking awful. It's like spinning around like a sack of potatoes. Oh, that's not fun. Oh god. I know probably no one is as hype as I am about the SAO game coming out in June, but I will say it is this SAO game is a sign of things to come. Anime games might be back. I've heard good things about it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. So, I mean, what's it called? It would be dope for it to succeed, because then we could get some different games out here, you know? Different successful games. My buddy Machoke is super strong. He has enough strength to move big rocks. I'm gonna steal your red flute over here, buddy boy. Is Soul Calibur the platform fighter with the sword, dude? It's the, I wouldn't really call it a platform fighter. Best way to remember is think Tekken with weapons. With that guy with the crazy-ass demon sword that had the eye in it. I swear if Bandai just put in the effort, anime games could be great, but we keep getting recycled slop. Yeah, I feel like they need to get out of their... They need to escape the clutches of Ninja Storm. Like, I think that the 3D Arena Fighter, it's not a bad design choice, but I just really want them to, like, leave that realm and try to do other things, you know? Like, I personally feel like there are some games that they put out, like the JJK Cursed whatever, that could have been 2D fighters. I don't know how they, like, I know it's a lot harder to go about making one like that, but I feel like that would have been dope, you know? That's just me, though. What's this about to be? Oh my god. Oh my god! We're out. You. To be frank, the JoJo 2D fighter was good and died like 1 month off release. Damn. That fucking sucks. Is it still is it still up? Can people still play it, or did they delist it? Cause I know they've been delisting a lot of shit. Well, but I tried healing up Voltorb that he can do more, but I guess that's not gonna happen. Oh hell no. Yo, water type, it's your time to shine. You better stop that howling. Better put that howl back in your pocket. Delibird, how about I deliver these hands? Exactly. I'm gonna start off with this. Yeah. Servers are still up, but like no one plays it. Copy. Damn. Bandai is so scared to make new shit unless it's a fucking Captain Tsubasa game. Like, bro, it's Blue Lock season. Who the fuck still cares about Captain Tsubasa? They definitely care about money, but still didn't realize that shit was gonna flop. Bro, that was kind of crazy. I do think they should have spent that time making a Blue Lock game, because isn't Blue Lock under them? Like, their name pops up in the opening credits for the anime. So that just felt like a no-brainer. Is there a Blue Lock game yet? I don't think so. And by Blue Lock game, I mean like a non-mobile game. I don't really count those. I know they're still games, but I don't really count because I'm not gonna play that. Copy. There are two types of seasickness. Slow boat, your guts spin around like a washing machine. Speed boat, your guts become flat from the motion while you are forced to sit in a chair for 3 hours straight. God damn. Milked Luffy so much they needed a new victim. Bruh. They did make a shit ton of One Piece games. My god, there are so many fucking One Piece games. But I hear people overall like the One Piece games. Like the One Piece fighting games. I remember there's a point where I tried getting into them. You know what they say about sailors and battling? I don't know what they say about sailors and battling. Can you educate me, please? But yeah, no. I heard people really fuck with them. I mean, there are also a lot of Dragon Ball games. Yeah, no, the Dragon Ball situation is a problem. They said, we are milking the ever-loving hell out this shit. You thought we were playing? It also makes me mad that Nen Impact is still $60. Keep in mind, there's only 2 concurrent players online. Jesus Christ. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Oh god. Stop that. Don't do that ever again. Do you guys like the target lock in 3D games? I feel like it kind of destroys the whole merit of 3D, no? You mean like how sometimes you can auto lock on certain things? If that's what you mean, I don't mind it. Like, I feel like it's helpful for like people who want it a little bit easier. But do I think that you should be able to turn it off? For sure. I still miss that webtoon game I found before it shut down. What was it? Was it the one with Get Schooled and Study Group? I like feisty kids like you, ayo. Surprisingly, Naruto doesn't have a lot of games. Yeah, I really wish we got like... They could so revive the Clash of Ninja series. You know, I feel like that could happen. Oh, Yoru, your first real battle. Oh, which one are you talking about, Lawrence? But yeah, no, I feel like they could revive the Clash of Ninja series. That would be fun. If they were to, they could make it something similar, something not really like Tekken, but have the movement be a little bit similar. That would be fun. What else? Ultimate Ninja could get a revival as well if they want to make like a strictly 2D fighter. There's a lot they could do with Naruto. I don't have a ground move, right? You don't have Ember yet. An open world Naruto game would be very good. Facts. That's another thing. I think we need to go back to making single player anime games. Like focusing on that story aspect, because Rise of Ninja was so cool. Like if we were to, if they were to, some people didn't like it, but I fucking love Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Dragon Ball Kakarot, whatever it was called. I thought that game was mad fun. So if we were to go ahead and make some more single player anime games similar to that and focus more on just the like playing through the experience of the anime, maybe you could add in your own side things. Like the anime loves adding in their own special canon that's next to the manga. The games can do the same thing. The games can do the same thing. If you feel like tackling something where, oh, look at this little side quest we can do, focusing on a village that's in the story, but with characters that may have not been seen there. Like, the Naruto world is huge. They could play around so much with that, and I wouldn't mind it. I would probably like that a little bit more, you know? Like, if you have the chance to make a game, then yes, give me something a little bit different from the story. You know what I mean? I've already watched the anime. That would be fun to go through, I guess, an edited version of the anime. You know what I mean? Like, Storm did a good job in doing that by drastically upping the ante with some of these fights. Like Jiraiya versus Pain in Storm, leagues better than Jiraiya versus Pain in the anime. Same thing with the Kakashi versus Sakura and Naruto when they were doing that like thing to test how strong each other was. Like, they did so much cool shit with that. It would be cool if we got that in other anime games and they gave us extra story, you know. Imagine they took the village movement system from Storm 1, improved and incorporated it into a more open world game. That would be fire. But yeah, toggling it off if you want would be wonderful too. Daikao said half of the best anime games right now are on Roblox. I can't even lie. You're not the first person that's told me that, which is the crazy part. Like, my little brother was telling me, bro, Roblox is lit as hell. Like, you're trying to find a good Pokemon game? Go on Roblox. I was like, I'm not playing, bro. I'm not playing Pokemon Roblox, though. I'm not playing Pokemon Roblox. Bruh, imagine a custom campaign story during the Second Shinobi War. See? You're thinking ahead, Giant Dad. They could tackle bits of the lore that we didn't get to, like, really see. You know? You're right. What if we got bits of that? What if we got bits of the Third Shinobi War? What if we got bits of... Was the Third Shinobi War where Kakashi was young? That would be mad cool if we got to, like, play through missions as Kakashi and level up Kakashi and shit like that. That would be mad cool. I would play that so much, but they're not going to do it because they hate us. No, I'm kidding. They want money. Straight up racism, ignorance, and hands. For real, actually. What's his name? Toby Rama gonna be out here going crazy. Get these Uchiha out my land! Mickey Lay said, that's why the SAO games are peak. They usually take the anime story but make it completely original by adding an original character with their own story you gotta figure out. Like, in one they are stuck in Aincrad even after they should have been released. Oh, see, that is pretty cool. We need more of that. Damn, SAO, okay. I hope this new game does well. Like I was hoping that the Digimon game did well. I'm glad. I know review-wise it did well. I don't know how it did in sales. I hope it sold enough to warrant getting another game. I haven't even played it, and people were telling me, yo, this shit is heat. Yes, I wanted to play that open area Naruto game that made you make the hand signs. That was for the Kinect, right? Or was that for the Wii? I remember which one you're talking about. I remember it exists, but I'm trying to figure out which game it was. All right, you can't be paralyzed anymore. No more paralysis. Hello, stranger. I can't tell if you're from the seas or mountains, but stop and chat. All my Pokemon are from the sea. All right? Okay, do you want a cookie? Like, oh my god. Why? Leave. Get out of here. Giant Dad, it's your turn. No. No. AAA games are such a crash grabs now. That's why it's so refreshing that good games once come out, like Arc Raiders, 60 USD base price, atrocious. 60 USD base price is atrocious. I don't think the base price being 60 USD is atrocious, because I do understand, because like, what's it called? I was buying games for a long time that ended up being like 65, 60, all that. I'm glad that there are indie games out there that are going a little bit lower than that. I feel like they just need to make it worth. Like, the problem is that games were getting good when they were $60. Like, a lot of games were getting really good. There are a lot of franchises now that like started shitting the bed, and they're raising their prices. Like, there are certain franchises where it's like, all right, for example, 100 line, what's it called? Last Defense Academy. That's a game where I'm like, yeah, you know, this game is so worth the price. I believe it's $60, like, base price. And I get that, like, because of inflation and all that, they have to raise the price of games to account for all that. It makes sense that, like, over time, the game prices rises. That's what normally happens. And why the fuck? Why are we doing this? Okay. Let me super potion first. I hate that I got the leech seed. I'm just gonna try to tough it out and use confusion. Whoops. Oh wait, no. I could use metal. Wait, well, metal. Nah, I'll use confusion. I don't think metal claw will do as much. Yeah, exactly, Giant Dad. The fact that live service has become the norm, and that's where they're trying to toss all their money into, that's been fucking a lot of people up. I got scared for a second. Okay, I'm gonna switch now to water type. Nah, this is not a wild Raikou. This is a battle. In fact, the last 3 massive flops from big studios have been live service games. Concord, High Guard, and now Marathon that is slowly dying already. Damn. I thought Marathon was doing well. I've been hearing good things about Marathon. 60 is, I feel, can be warranted. 85% of games that are 70 plus aren't worth even 50. The only game I can say I happily bought it for 70 is Crimson Desert. Copy. Yeah, no, I feel you there. I think there needs to be a conversation with what they're putting in these games and seeing if it's actually worth how much they're selling it for. I get that aspect. Because when you release a game that's a buggy mess and it's not even complete, and you really try to tell us, yo, yeah, pay all this money for it, that feels fucked up to me. Like, there are definitely some games that I feel like don't need to cost as much as they do. Like, I feel like the Call of Duty prices being the way it is kind of crazy. Especially when they just kind of like, Call of Duty and 2K, to be real with you. Especially when they kind of rehashed the same formula and just kind of increased the graphics. You're hearing good things, but that's only toxic positivity. The numbers tell a different story. Damn! It's that bad? The Suicide Squad game dying with Rocksteady as a studio should have been their indication. Now, how do they keep repeating the same mistakes? Because they keep seeing it work for other people, so they're thinking that they can make it work for them. They're like, yo, this person made it work. We could definitely make it work. Like, but I don't think that mentality works when you're making garbage, you know? Like, this ain't the wave. This ain't the wave, and people are gonna continue to have their games flop if we don't switch up what we're doing, you know? You might have magnitude, so I'm sending in Kamina. I'm not gonna lie, these games saying they'd happily pay $100 for base GTA 6 got me looking like me, Drewski GIF. Yeah, no, GTA being $100, get out my face with that shit, bro. You have surpassed so many levels to make your base game $100. Like, what? Nah. I don't agree with that. I feel like you should make your base game $70 like everybody else. Like, I don't think, unless that game's about to, like, solve mental issues, solve all your problems and some. I don't know what they thinking they charging for. People are like, gaming should be a niche, what's it called? Gaming should be a niche hobby again. And it's like, why? Why should gaming be a niche hobby? Gaming does so much good for so many people out there. Why are we trying to make it a niche hobby? That's not like, no. You should not be able to keep gaming because of price. Fuck that. Cyberpunk would have had GTA 6 pricing if it didn't shit the bed. Nah, I don't think CG Project Red would have done that. I'm being so real. IDK of GTA 6 would be good enough for me to buy at $50 if it wasn't for the fact that it's a GTA game. After playing GTA 5 and not really caring for it, I know I'm not going to get GTA 6. So every time I hear news about it, I'm just like, all right, cool. All the alpha males talking about we're going to set up economies in GTA 6. Like, bro, get the yo, stop. It's never that serious. And they're gonna try hard to, and it's probably gonna work. It's probably gonna work because of the massive GTA audience. But yeah, no. I'm probably just gonna end up watching the things from the sidelines and being shook by how what's it called? And being shook by how crazy people go over the game. Yeah. And I quote, Netflix lost to Paramount because they thought the Warner Bros. Gaming division was worthless. Bro. Bro. I didn't know that was, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy. And the thing is, and things that could have worked like Warframe, but they can't seem to grasp the FTP, the free-to-play formula. Yeah, Warframe is a good example of it. Warframe makes you want to keep coming back. They keep adding more story bits that are free. And the way the money comes in is more so in just getting more cosmetics for yourself. Like, it works in an MMO, in like an MMO kind of style where you have to grind a lot to get certain things that you want. But I like that you don't have to commit to the game as much. Like, you go in, you do your thing, and then you leave. And it's a fun experience. It's a very, very fun game. Both single player and multiplayer. So yeah, it's sad. Warframe is over here giving them the keys, and they're just like, nah, bro, we gotta do it like this. Whew, scrubbing decks is hard work. Hey, matey, let's do a little jig. Yeah, the part that really kills me is like the fact that people like Sony really decided to just, by canceling all those free-to-play games, they got rid of so many fucking jobs, and it's like, where y'all were really about to come in here and ruin everything with all this shit, because all this shit was gonna flop anyway. Well, most of it. I personally feel like that live service God of War game they were gonna make was gonna flop. I think that shit was gonna flop real quick. The Spider-Man MMO though, I think that was gonna be lit. The main thing with Warframe is that it's a hybrid game. It's a massive story game with an added rank more to just flex. Yeah, but it works. Those additions work. I'm still upset about not getting the Great Web, but instead we get Concord. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I'm mad you led that shit. Like, you shouldn't have led the troop with Concord. Y'all should have led with the Spider-Man game. I've been reading a lot of fantasy manga / manhwa, and it's got me thinking about how even though these manga / manhwa are trash, some of them have $1 million ideas that could be incorporated into games. Oh, for sure. For sure. There are definitely a bunch of like, Hanlim Gym, that ending for Hanlim Gym, hated it. But Hanlim Gym as a concept, great fighting game. That would be a great fighting game, bro. Like, it's begging for fighting game logic. Like, if you put that story in a fighting game, it wouldn't be as bad. It wouldn't be as bad because people are so used to looking at fighting game stories and being like, wow, that's funny. They really did that shit. Who the fuck wrote this? Like, don't get me wrong. There are definitely fighting game stories like early Soul Calibur that is gripping and makes you interested in knowing like more about the lore and shit. but I definitely think fighting game stories like feed off of the absurdity a little bit, you know? So personally, I feel like that would have done them wonders, you know? Shit, wrong one. This will probably sound insensitive, but some developers need to be humiliated and put the fries in the bag. I don't think that level of humiliation, but I do feel like a lot of them need to be humbled. Not even a lot of them, like a good amount of them need to be humbled, and like a lot of publishers and executives need to more so be embarrassed like that. Because the problem with some of these things, usually the problem is the publishers giving these guys like no time to work on their shit, or being like, yo, we gotta do this for the money. Like, this is how we're doing it. We're trying to make bread. This is how the game's gotta work. If you don't want to do it, oh well. You know, I feel like that's where we should be pointing the finger at a lot. Especially because nowadays people are so quick to jump at developers because they're like, okay, they make the games, but it's like people forget that a lot of times they don't really have a say in the process, the development process, or certain decisions that have to be made, you know? Bonjour, Yoru. Imagine seeing you here, Yoru. Were you really invited? So how's your Pokedex coming? I already caught 40 kinds, pal. Different kinds are everywhere. Crawl around in grassy areas and look hard for them. That's a weird way to start a battle, but okay. Alright, we got this, y'all. Why? Why? But why, though? But why do you have a Latias? It's okay, we got a Kamina. But why? Like, this is crazy. Put it away. At least you're just using Wish. I'm about to Aurora Beam your ass. I'm saying it like that because now a lot of developers don't want to make a fun game, but they want to make a game with an agenda. Elaborate. I feel like that goes two ways. There are people there are developers that want to make a game that talks about certain things because that means a lot to them. You know, like in terms of like, I'm trying to think about an example. Like, a game that I feel like has a lot of personality is, what's the name? Midnight. South of Midnight, I think is what it's called. Yeah, South of Midnight. And I would say that game, what's it called? It wears its personality on its sleeve, and I appreciate that. But I understand when there are developers out there that are trying to push a negative message through their game story. That I feel like is wrong. But when games tackle certain ideologies, whether it be political or not, I think that's still important because it's just like regular art, you know? Basically games like Concord, Ex Voto, and as such. Why Concord? I didn't really see Concord trying to push any kind of agenda. I just saw Concord trying to be a really fucking, what's it called? Really lackluster hero shooter. Nah, we'll keep you in and we'll use water gun. What's up, Mr. Protagonist? Yo, I'm late, but I'm hyped to see those Pokemon. Oh, hell yeah, bro. We're in the SSN right now, giving Gary the business. Or rather, giving me the business. Yeah, you can stay in. I'll just keep using Aurora Beam. Comparing Suicide Squad to Gotham. Wait, what? The Knights both games. Oh, Gotham Knights both games could have been good. I still say Gotham Knights is overhated. I have seen like I have seen the what's it called? Reviews talking about how like there were points of Gotham Knight that was fun, but I think it was bogged down by a lot of things that just kind of tore the shit to shreds, you know. Concord, the problem was the super generic characters with some definite left-leaning themes, to be honest. But like, what left-leaning themes? Like having like, I feel like having a trans, like if it's like having a trans character or a gay character, I don't feel like that should be something that's like avoided or something that we don't do because it's quote unquote pushing an agenda. Not trying to say that you're saying that, I'm just trying to like understand where the agenda is coming from. Like I agree with the generic characters part, but I didn't watch any of their animated things, so I have no idea, but I have no clue what like agenda they were trying to push, especially because it was more just like, it's just a random ass generic hero shooter. But he was just a seasick old man. Cut itself is really useful. Yup, it'll be handy. No, I fuck with trans and gay characters, but it's when you make them gay and have blue hair just to have those gayer. Oh, you mean pandering? When they're pandering, when they try to. Okay, I get what you mean. When they're just doing it because they're like, oh, we have to meet our gay quota, we have to meet our trans quota. I could understand that. I will say I didn't really see it that way. Ellie is a good example of well-written character who was representation. Also making characters ugly or fat on purpose, also for pandering. I understand. I get that. But I guess it's, for me, when I see it in the game, I see it more so as them pandering when it comes to their dialogue. Like, to give you an example, there was a scene in Dragon Age, the new Dragon Age game, Dragon Age Veilguard, I think it was, and there was a character who was non-binary, and somebody gave them the wrong pronoun, and then there was like a whole like tangent on them getting mad about like, what's it called, of them having like a whole speech, like a soapbox speech about, yo, you gotta understand pronouns, bro. I could understand when they force it like that. I get that, but I guess I don't really see it in games where it's just like the design choice. It's more so when I see it in the story, because that's when I could see you really trying to push that message out there, you know, or trying to pander to people because it's like, okay, we gotta do this, you know. But yeah, I think this is why I say if you're gonna add like a black character, if you're gonna add a character within the LGBTQ plus community, if you're gonna do anything like that, speak to the fucking community. Get some, like, talk to somebody, get a consultant. Like, you should know what it means, what the everyday looks like. You should, because I feel like some people like create ideas in their head of what it's like, and will have like a gay character go through some crazy shit when it's like, bro. Or you could just have them exist. You could just have them live their life. And bro, the fucking one black hairstyle. Exactly. Yeah, you could just show, like, make it would be better for you to show that being gay is normal in this game without trying to put a spotlight on it and be like, hey, look, you see we're talking about it. You can't call us mad, you can't call us mean anymore, you know? I completely understand that, but yeah, once again, I feel like it's harder to see when it's just going by like the design choices, because there is no way for me to be like, that person just wanted to make them look like that, you know what I mean? But I do guess, like, when it comes to other design choices, like, of course, the black hairstyle, what's it called, dressing a black character in certain ways. Like, I feel like when you have the black character and they automatically don them in like grills, a chain, a big ass fur coat, no shirt, I'm like, come on, bro. And this is the only black character. Like, I think that's when you're doing too much. Daikao said the consultants are the problem sometimes, to be honest. Sweet Baby is an example. Gotcha. I guess I gotta do more research on Sweet Baby Inc. I've heard, like, I will say I've heard them being brought up in a lot of things, but I've mostly heard them brought up by grifters. So when I hear that, I'm like, I like Endymion and what's his name? Endymion or whatever? Like people like that. And I usually ignore those people. And a lot of developers are saying that it's not necessary to make female characters attractive, which is a lot of developers are saying that it's not necessary to make female characters attractive, which is very toxic. How's that toxic? You don't. I think that makes perfect sense. You could just make them look normal. I feel like people forget that, like, if you're not conventionally attractive, that doesn't mean you're ugly. You can just look like a normal Joe Schmo and make that the protagonist, you know? How about when everyone had the Killmonger hairstyle after a while? Nah, that shit's stupid. Never forget by Odin's fade when Odin was bald. Please, people, hire actual black people and multiple at that. Exactly. I feel like I completely agree with that take. It's not necessary to make your female characters attractive. I think if somebody needs a female character to be attractive to be compelled by them, that's more of a problem with the person that's playing the game. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something I completely agree with that sentiment, actually. Daikao said Sweet Baby employees went out of their way to flame Akira Toriyama on the day of his death, saying, Toriyama gave us the best and worst black characters in anime in the same series. It took range to do that. Distasteful stuff like that kind of panders rather than accommodates. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that on his. That could have been said for mad long while he was alive. You did not have to do that on his death day. Any deaths or close calls? Nah, we've been good. I feel hideous. Yo, rub the captain's back. Rub, 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 rub. Phew, thank you, I'm feeling much better now. You want to see my hidden cut technique? I could show you my prized cut technique if I weren't so ill. I know, you could have this hidden machine. Teach cut to your Pokemon and you can see it cut anytime. Hell yeah. By Odin's Fade, got me so pissed. Like, y'all could have just not made that comic, you know? Why not try it with trees around Vermillion City? Have you seen the Disney Channel controversy with Captain Durag and Slime City? I've seen the one with Captain Durag, and that one is I feel very weirdly about that. From what I saw, the character itself was a joke, and what's it called? They were having fun with it. So in that range, I didn't see, and it was a black creator talking about it. So in that range, I was like, whatever. But then people started sharing stuff about how the creator's kind of weird. So I was like, okay, wait, hold on. Maybe I gotta do more research on it. I just didn't. I saw Matt. Usually when I see a lot of people raging out on places like Twitter and stuff, I look at it from the sidelines and I just walk away. Dr. Otto Blacktavius. Okay, you don't have to do. Is that Dr. Durag's name? Is that Captain Durag's name? Please don't tell me they called him Dr. Otto Blacktavius. Oh no. Please. Or was that, no, wait. Was that from the Miles Morales Thor thingy? Is that what they called him? All right, let me heal up. Then I gotta battle these folks. Oh, no. I know. I'm wondering, he said it randomly, so I'm wondering, like, if that's what they put him, that's what they called him in the Miles Morales Thor comic. I think we all agree Mr. Popo's design is pretty crazy, but Mr. Popo is a real one, so I give him a pass. His design is insane. His first design was no, not even his first design. His manga design didn't have lips, which kind of made it, which was like better, I guess. But yeah, no. Toriyama did not think about what he was doing, bro. Homie should have did his research. I'm glad he later changed it, but I remember there was a what's it called? I remember there was a Dragon Ball animation they did afterward, and they still made that dude look like that. So I was like, bro, change this guy's design, please. Who am I teaching cut to? Should I? I'll teach it to water type for now. Or should I teach it to somebody else and then swap out when I'm done? Let me see who else I have in the box. Completely forgot that we're gonna need these HMs and have a Pokemon that uses them. Dark Tiger said, no, that's the name of a cyborg that evolved to look like Black Panther and Doc Ock. Oh my god. What? Dr. Otto Gunther Blacktavius is a character appearing in Marvel Comics, specifically noted as a version or variant of Dr. Otto Octavius, who appears in the Black Panther storyline, notably Black Panther Intergalactic. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro. Do I want to keep on doing this door, or do I just want to give cut? Fuck it. I'll just give cut to... No, I think you're right, Tiger. I'll give cut to Yoru because I'm thinking about it. I don't see Yoru learning a bunch of moves that we're going to need right now. So I'll take away Tail Whip. Me personally, I get where you're coming from, but IDK in my mind, it's weird to me if I clown on Mr. Popo when there are so many games where you can have that same skin color. True, true. My whole thing was the lips thing. I feel like them doing that was the messed up part. That's why I was like, in the manga, I like it better because he doesn't have those lips. It's hard to, you only know he's talking because you see like he has one tooth or whatever. Black Popo, too iconic for me, thanks to Team 4-Star because of all those square makes a circle. Yeah. A lot of people fuck with Mr. Popo after Team 4-Star. Alright. I'm over here like, let me decide how to get ready for this shit. There is no way for me to... I just gotta deal with it. Yo, what's up, gym trainer person? This is no place for kids, not even if you're good. I'm back, my internet cut out for a moment, and let me explain for a moment. Copy. Hell yeah, we're gonna pursue that shit. The move the leader ain't too far away at least. Where are they? I can look it up right now, actually. It's funny, I know mad people are looking up stuff regarding FireRed. Oh, they're in Fuchsia City. Okay, they're not too far. Kind of, but not too far. Come on, Yoru. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's switch into Kamina. Nice. But I need an antidote. It'll be so funny if Lieutenant Surge has no electric type Pokemon. Y'all remember the era of almost every black character looking like Killmonger haircut? Bro, I feel like we're still low-key in there. They keep doing it. It's a little less now, but they keep doing it. Basically, it's considered toxic positivity because it's very dumb. Like, do people pay attention to unattractive characters? No, they see that shit in real life. They want to see the good shit. I still don't agree. I think it's good that we should stop putting pretty looking people on a pedestal. Yes, I think we should. Like, if we're trying to show real ass stories, these characters don't have to be the prettiest people in the world. They can just look normal. I honestly very much like that the girl from Fable, the Fable remake, just looks normal. I think it's once again, that's a problem with the world, and I think putting more people that look regular in these main character roles will be able to like get them off that pedestal. You know what I mean? But they're not real stories. That's the point. It's bad for business. I feel like we should still be allowed to throw in, like, just because it's not a real story does not mean we have to make it fantastical and have everybody look pretty. Like, once again, people read these stories, like, the whole point of it is to sell it to an audience, and people read these stories, play these games, and relate to these characters. I think it shouldn't be a problem if somebody wants to make, especially if they're trying to do a self-insert because they feel like this character is like a depiction of them. I don't think it's something that's bad for someone to put regular looking people in their game. Just because it's fantasy does not mean we gotta make everybody look as pretty as possible. You know, I think that's like, that to me is an old belief that we don't need to follow anymore. Like, I think if people are judging the characters, because first of all, my thing is this: I'm playing the game because I'm trying to experience the story, like fall into the gameplay, do all that shit. I think if we're judging the game, what's it called? But earlier you said that it was about women not being beautiful. That's where I'm getting at. You're talking about the character has to be beautiful. I'm saying they don't have to be beautiful. There is nothing wrong, and I once again, I also feel like that falls into the what's it called? The range of, just because you're not beautiful does not mean you're ugly. You know what I mean? I personally, this is a place that I don't feel like this is a place where I don't like see myself falling back from. I don't see an issue with having regular looking people as main characters in stories. Doesn't matter if it's what's it called? Doesn't matter if it's supernatural, doesn't matter if it's like not real or whatever. Like, if you want to see only pretty people to escape from the real world, that's crazy. Personally, I personally don't need to do that. One Piece has a bunch of weird ass looking characters, and I love it. You know, like, if I understand it being bad for business, but it being bad in general or being toxic, I completely disagree with that. I completely understand that there are people out there that are like, oh, I want to see pretty people on my game. I want to see bad bitches, waifus, all that shit in my fighting game. I understand if they create a bunch of characters that don't match the male gaze, they won't get as much business from those gooners or whatever, but like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing more on the opposite end, you know? Are we talking ugly bastard ugly or not supermodel ugly? Like, hey, not everyone could be a 10. We need some 6s and 7s, maybe a few 5s. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's, I feel like that it reminds me of how people were getting mad at Tomb Raider because they were like, oh my god, she's not busty enough. Like, the whole point of Tomb Raider is to be out here traveling and shit, finding out, beating bad guys and finding secret shit. Like, we're watching her explore and enter these crazy ass places, and I feel like that has become the focus of the story, especially with like the remake of Tomb Raider that came out. You know, I don't find an issue with them being like, we can be more conservative how they look in terms of like we don't have to make them as busty. We can make them look like regular people, like your everyday Mary Sue that you would see on the street. We can do that. Not every single female character has to be a 10 out of 10. People get upset when a female character isn't attractive because devs brag about their characters not being beautiful. I don't think it's something to brag about. Like, I don't think there's anything to, like, I don't think it's something to brag about to be like, ha, I have non-beautiful characters. They're all regular people. I don't feel like that's anything to brag. Like, I would be like, hey, cool, thanks for making somebody that looks more like me in your game. I appreciate that. But yeah, let's say we have you as a character. Imagine if they toned down your features by like at least 30% and the face just looks very off. So you're saying more so there is a problem with how they create these characters. You're saying they're taking like a model of a pretty character and just editing their face to make them look weird. That's different. That to me is, you need to change how you create these characters altogether. I'm talking in more of just like the fact that it should not be a problem that there are regular looking people as main parts of the game. That is my statement. When you get a Stellar Blade character, you get the same people saying, OMG, she's too exposed, put the ass away. Yeah, well, for Tomb Raider, they really built an audience around that, so it's understandable why people get mad. I feel you, but I personally still am just like, you don't, like, she has an athletic build still. The fact that we're talking about her boobs not being big enough, I feel like is a problem, you know? And I would say, like, even when we're going into the development of Tomb Raider, yes, that was an issue. They were, like, unfortunately, they were feeding off of things like the male gaze and stuff like that. But we can stop that now. You know, I feel like if these people, like, sure, if this is what they want to do your thing, game developer, whatever. But I feel like right now they're at a point where they're taking Tomb Raider a little bit more seriously. What's it called? And I think the most important part about Tomb Raider is that she looks like she could jump around and be jumping off of these mountains and shit and climbing everything, which she does. I get that. I personally don't see a problem with her, like, with the new Tomb Raider in this movie not being busty. Similar to Nami's situation where they're doing AI edits of her bikini scenes. Yeah, that's too much. People were saying MJ in Spider-Man 2 was looking mid, and I was mad, confused. She was looking fine to me. She looked regular. Like, what do these people want? It's crazy how people reacted to Mary Jane and Aloy characters models consider they use their IRL faces online. And you know what's crazy? I remember seeing Aloy and being like, damn, you could really see the emotions in her face, probably because they had the mocap with her. Once again, I don't see an issue with that. If they're a cool character, they're a cool character. You know, like, that's it. They don't gotta be conventionally attractive. They don't. There's no other thing. Yeah, they don't. That should not be a requirement. The people that are using that as a complaint, I feel like maybe you playing the games for the wrong reason, bro. I don't think you should. What's up, Blurdish? I don't think you should need a pretty character to be locked into the game. You know, if you think the character's fit is trash and you do not like their fit and you can't change it and you're like, damn, bruh, I can't get with the fit. Like, if that's an important part of the game, sure. But I feel like even I've played some Final Fantasy games where, like, I did not like the fit and I was like, fuck, this game's fun as is, so I'm still gonna keep playing it. Michaela said, not gonna lie, I was calling MJB in Spider-Man PS4 because I got tired of playing her. I could understand that though. Her sections did get a little bit annoying. Sharky Art said, Aloy is a cool character, but yeah, I was shocked when they dismissed the actress for her. She's stunning, but also gives this feeling of calm. Yeah, it's also like the level of attractiveness that people feel exists in the real world because of these games. It doesn't. Like, these guys are crafted by a lot of times a bunch of dudes in a room trying to create the perfect woman. like a lot of times these women do not exist. So I much rather take better character acting than getting a pretty face with no fucking emotion. I think it's because the MJ from Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 are day and night. I didn't see that. I didn't see the MJ from Spider-Man 2. Corn addiction was ruined so many people. If you can't just go without being stimulated in that way and have fun. Yeah, I think that's the bigger problem. You know, I think there is definitely a conversation that needs to be had about how people see these characters and why they play these games. Because I think it's a very, very big problem if you're really gonna throw away who these people are because of how they look. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fuck with that. I making weird science dolls, exactly. It's a weird standard where an ugly guy can be charming in games or movies, like in Ghoul and Fallout 4. Yeah, that's also another thing that I kind of always despised. They love having the ugly guy have his glow up and shit, like, and have that be the main character and he's like a hero and shit. They have that sometimes in like with female characters, but it's like they have to go through an arc of being an asshole first because they got pretty. I feel like Blurter said it's just like, just watch porn. So that's what it sounds like they want to do. You know? Like, I don't know. I just can't, I don't see it as a problem. Bragging about having normal looking characters is a little bit weird. That's weird. What's it called? Trying to one-up somebody over that, a little bit crazy. But I don't think it's toxic positivity. I don't think it's bad to want to have more normal characters because, especially with the fact that, once again, we play these games, and at least for me, I love like immersing myself in these worlds, you know? So when you give me a world that has people that are in this fantasy space but look like regular folks, it's like, oh shit, look at that. We can have this in a fantasy world. We can do this, and it works. It looks great, and I'm even more immersed now, you know, because there's more emotion here. There are people, like, the people look normal here. They don't look like fucking plastic dolls, you know? Look, I watch porn. I'm grown. I want story and gameplay. Yeah. Alright, let's battle this dude. Yeah, but or I can play Rivals for free. Yeah, especially, the part that also kills me with it is that there are so many games out there that already kind of follow the male gaze. Like, look at Tekken, bro. Look at Overwatch. Look the first Overwatch, the first one. Look at all that shit. Like, we're gonna complain over regular looking characters when we got so many examples of the most beautiful looking characters in the world in multiple different video games. Like, it's like the same, I'm not like trying to like say that like the people that get mad about this are racist, but like, it reminds me of the argument of where people get mad at seeing black characters in video games, and they'd be like, oh, we can't make it political just for having black people exist in the video game. Then suddenly that's political. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you should, like, especially in fantasy, especially when it comes to fantasy, because I think of people like Static Shock, Green Lantern, all that stuff. You should, it is very important to like show people a version, like, I guess, like a version of themselves in this world because of the escape aspect. You know, it's one of the reasons why we spend a lot of times we spend so much time when we get to throw into a game where we could create our own character. We try our best to make them look like us because we want to be in this game. You know, I think it's really helpful when you take that leap and try to do that with your games instead of once again making everybody look like plastic dolls. Jolteon, Giant Dad, you're next. Have I seen the Jeff interview? Nah. Mikale said, I'ma be real, I'm tired of this male gay shit, sorta, I'll never deny a baddie with the wagon, but I wish we got more Sephiroth or Leon's characters who are sexy because they look good, yes, but they are also just badass and do cool shit. For real. And I completely agree with you. I think it's fine to have attractive characters on the screen. That's completely fine, but we need to stop making that like lead the development sometimes. I feel like there are too many games where it's like, bro, we gotta make them look bad as fuck, bro. If they not bad as fuck, they not gonna watch. Damn. I'll switch to water type. Shaky Art said, so I'm a Warhammer fan, and yeah, unfortunately, whenever a character is black, you see the worst come out of people. And that's a problem. Cause what? John Dad said, basically, when Jeff was still part of Blizzard, they told him that he doesn't make X amount of money. They would have fired 1,000 people and blamed Jeff for it. Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck? One good example, I love what Towerborn did. You put your cartoony self in the game, all skin tones and even some skin conditions. That's cool. I haven't played Towerborn, but that sounds mad cool. Alright, cool. That's basically what gacha does these days. They either make you put for a limited banner with a collaboration of a certain anime, or make you interested in with a big titty anime girl. Yes, that is how they get people. And it works every time. I pray for the day my brothers get out the clutches of big titty anime waifus. Please, y'all, you can do better than this. Find a hobby. Keep in mind that character gonna get nerfed in the next month. Black on Everest characters are so underutilized, it's a bit sad, to be honest. At least now it's getting a bit better. Yeah, it's getting a little bit better. It could still improve a lot, and especially what really needs to improve is the fans' reaction to it, because I'm sick and tired of seeing a black woman in the lead and then having to prepare. That's the worst part. Having to prepare for the, oh, you're gonna make a black woman the main character again. Oh my god, bro, get ready, y'all, where she's gonna Me Too us to death. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of that being the first thing, without even getting a trailer, that being the first thing that comes out of people's mouths. Pisses me off, man. Yeah. To be honest, some gacha games actually have a very good story. Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Some gacha, like, I feel like Genshin Impact, for the time that I played it, story was great. But yeah, then I saw the trick, and I was like, y'all just want my money. Y'all giving me this great story, sure, but y'all just want me to spend more money to get these characters. I'm good. Sorry, but the gacha grind too strong. I'm not coming out. Mikolay said, I think it's been a lot better in the indie scenes. Been seeing a lot of African representation, which is dope. That's true, especially when it comes to comics. Blurtish said, fans sicken me. Same. There's too much, like, there's also a big, like, issue with people finding, like, people love to hate watch stuff now. And it's like they're just finding any reason to go on social media and rag on something. So a lot of times you'll see people, like, say really messed up stuff, and then they'll make like a whole think piece on why they, oh shit. Oh my god! Not only did it have Psybeam, but it was a critical hit Psybeam. God. Why, bro? It's all... Every time with the goddamn critical hits. I thought it was gonna use Tri-Attack or something. I did not even think about the fact that Porygon would know Psybeam. Ah, man. That sucks. There goes our Grass type. And Fighting type. Since we on topic, y'all think we should have more black couples? No beef against interracial couples, not... Like in fiction? Oh, of course. I'm sick of seeing single black parents in fiction all the time. Alright. Ah, this sucks, man. Why? Porygon, you bum. The crazy thing is, the only reason why I switched was because Breloom is a fighting type. So I'm over here thinking, yeah, you're a normal type. This should work, right? Ah, this reminds me, we had to get rid of the Swellow Ray. Fuck. At least we still have a fighting type. But it's not the same. We had Mach Punch, yo. We had Mach Punch. That's why his ass still banned from the anime. Nah, Porygon has very good coverage. Just got in. Thought Electrode was just a blank Pokeball. What's good, Killer Kev? How you doing, fam? We just lost our Breloom. I'm so sad. It shouldn't have ended that way, y'all. Breloom was gonna be our champ, but it's okay. We got our Poliwrath. We don't have Mach Punch, but you know we got a lot of oomph behind that punch. So you know, okay. How do I want to go about this? Man, I was thinking I could have used Leech Seed to start the game off, but guess what? I don't got a Breloom anymore. Okay. New encounter? Where? Okay, let's start with Giant Dad. Yeah, I wanna level up more in the next area. But let me see. He's gonna... do I wanna... Let me level up a little bit more. I'm gonna level up a little bit more because I'm looking at it. I don't want to take on Lieutenant Surge with only 2 Pokemon that are above level 25. You know? I got you, Mr. Protag. Pro? Copy. Let's train Tiger Shark a little bit more. We could one-shot the Umbreons and then get a lot of EXP. Oh, yeah, you're right. I can do that. Nah, I'll wait till I beat Lieutenant Surge. But I got you. Pro, you are on the list. I'm really hoping the next Pokemon, the next encounter we get is like fire. Like something crazy. No EXP whatsoever. Crazy. It'll be nice to have some rare candies right now. Oh my god. Yeah, we're not even gonna battle you. No, if the level cap is 24, then I'll go to level 24. If I'm able to find enough Pokemon that will give me that. Oh, you know what? We could at least get Twilight to level 24 since you're right there, and then finish up with Rayquaza, with Salamence. Look at that. One battle. Nice! Tiger Shark, I see you again. This would be a nice time to battle some of these guys, but they're all donezo. You're not gonna give me anything either. I'm really thinking about how that side beam was a critical hit, y'all. The game be doing me dirty for no reason. I'll battle you at least because you give some EXP, but still much, much lower than I expected. Not gonna lie, I didn't pay attention that today is St. Patrick's Day. Oh shit, it is St. Patrick's Day. I completely forgot. Gani, see y'all. What's good, fam? Flinch? Damn. Fun fact, there was a time when the wiki was incomplete and it said that Palkia was weak to Fairy and Salamence, no other dragons, just Salamence, and they fixed it. Wow. Twilight Lord asks, have you read Koreyak's Kenshin Monsters We Make? I've only read the first volume. I haven't gone back to it. I do want to give it another try though. Nothing wrong with the first volume. I thought it was like the art was really good. Story so far is pretty decent. Like no issues. I do remember someone saying to me that like they felt like the plot kind of rushed a little bit. But once again, I have to give it a real try if I'm gonna make opinions on it. Honestly, at the rate we're going, yeah, we're probably gonna end up just sticking to level 22. I heard it was mid, but considering it was his first attempt, not bad. Yeah. Once again, I think the art is fire, but yeah, I was just told that it looks like he kind of sped run to like the really hype part of the plot, which I don't think was a good idea, if that is true. Bro, they're really not giving me any of the strong Pokemon, son. You don't want to give me one Umbreon? Come on. Like, I'm barely getting anything from these guys. Thank you, thank you. You ask for the Umbreon and they shall appear. Come on, big EXP up. Yo, these critical hits are getting me tight. Stop it. Why did I do that? Hey, flinch. All right, that was good. Also, there are only a team of 6 people, which I think is not much for something of this size. Copy. I saw a synopsis last night, but I don't have any interest in it. I seemed like the most basic thing ever. I'm also just tired of the dystopian society where a corporation at the top trope, but the art does look fire. Gotcha. It does, from the little that I saw, it does kind of fall into those shonen tropes though, where it's the main character is like a smartass, but likable, and he has this big dream outside of the thing that he's joining and shit, and then he joins the thing that he joins like the school thing that he's gonna be a part of, and it's like secretly training him to be like a warrior or whatever. I will say that part I was a little bit confused about. I was like, wait, you signed up for this school and nobody knew that they're secretly training soldiers for fighting, I think it's fighting their fears or something like that. But yeah. Corey is a shonen type of guy, so it was to be expected. Oh yeah, of course. Am I the only one who finds solo leveling super self-inserty and not as entertaining as people make it out to be? I don't really... okay, you know what? Actually, I could see why you say super self-inserty, but yes, I agree with you in that, like, I don't think it's as interesting as people make it out to be. I feel like in the beginning, for sure, like when they were going over the mystery of the system and everything and all the early stuff and watching Sung Jin-woo get stronger, that was all really captivating. But, and I'm noticing, I feel like I'm more like, I feel more concrete in my opinion about this because I saw it again with the Jeju Island arc. I think as you get closer and closer to the Jeju Island arc is when the story starts falling flat, because then what the story turns into is, no, you know what it was? I would say the moment he entered the Red Gate, when the ending of that arc was where shit just kind of started going downhill. Because it became more so Sung Jin-woo aura farming, being cool, living the power fantasy, and just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And it was one thing knowing that, like, yes, there are stronger things out there that could like really give Sung Jin-woo some problems. But because we never really saw him struggle against those things until we saw Beru, which even then, like, homie finessed that too. It was kind of like, okay, yeah, he's never gonna have to deal with anything. And now I feel really bad for the anime watchers because, well, maybe not as bad because I know a lot of them enjoy it, but I'm looking at the anime now and I'm seeing how we got Beru and I'm like, I feel like there's an audience that now realizes the stakes are gone because he caught a legendary Pokemon. Like, who's really fucking with them? On top of that, when you think about the fact that he had a 1v1 with Beru because he wanted to, when honestly he could have probably jumped him with all of his shadows. It makes you think about it and think, okay, was he ever in any danger? Like, was he ever in trouble? Like, does anybody he know actually gonna be in trouble from now on? Because he could leave shadows to protect his friends. He could teleport to his shadows. He has a crazy huge army literally in his shadow. Like, there are so many things that make it so that, like, it's hard to feel threatened by anything in solo leveling after a point. The main problem with solo leveling is the solo part. The fact that only Sung Jin-woo can get stronger means nobody can stick around. Facts. Because, you know, even in the power fantasy stories, the cool part is watching the side characters get their shine. Like, I think about stuff like Reincarnated as a Slime. That, because Rimuru was so powerful, it was cool watching his allies, who slowly got stronger too thanks to him, take on enemies, but it was more of a fair fight because they weren't as powerful as Rimuru was, you know? But with solo leveling, since I still think that power system thing is like, it's a choice. I don't know if I would have went for it with this kind of story, but it makes it even hard to, like, really harder to lock in on somebody because they're not gonna show up. Like, you could see, like, the Japanese dude, the Japanese hunter that joined them on the Jeju Island arc. He seemed cool for that one moment, but, like, after that fight, you knew, okay, he's barely gonna be relevant after this. And after that arc, barely relevant. Pretty sure because did he die? Did he die? Yeah, he died. Which is even crazier. Did all that fanfare, had him killed. That's what the sequel tries to fix of the MC not being as OP as Jinu. Okay. Okay. That's good. I'm glad they at least learned. Daikao said, IDK Power Fantasy needs growth and progress that makes it rewarding, not just legit cheat codes and complete facial reconstruction because of system buff, and making every hunter who gets one tapped. Yeah, I agree. I think there needs to be more stakes. There needs to still be, unless you're gonna make it a comedy. Like I know, I forgot the name of the anime, but there is one anime with this guy. He's like a skull dude, and like he gets trapped in this MMO after it shuts down, and he's like the strongest dude in the game. Overlord, yeah. That anime I feel like is more so a comedy. Like they kind of poke fun at all the power-ups you can give yourself as a main character. And I find that more like I find more the characters there like endearing, and I think I watched that because it was like it definitely seemed like it was kind of like poking fun at some of the MMO stuff. So, and once again, like I liked watching the camaraderie with the other characters, but with this there is no real camaraderie. It's just Sung Jinu talking to his shadows and aura farming on his dragon. It's sad because some characters in the Hunters Association were cool, like the tiger guy. Bro, the first panel, the first page when I saw that dude, I was like, yo, I cannot wait for when he becomes strong enough for this guy to join him on quests. Barely even happened, bro. The one time we saw him actually go off in a dungeon was the Jeju Island arc, and he got bodied. It was so sad. Like he needed help. We were watching a guild master get destroyed. Abo Goku, thanks for the follow, fam. Welcome in. Do y'all see Dokja Kim as a power fantasy or a Mary Sue? Dokja Kim I feel like is different because you are constantly being showed people who are stronger than him, and also I think Dokja falls into the line of where like he's interesting because his power could be a huge negative as well. Like the fourth wall has shown, the fourth wall and whatever's behind the fourth wall has shown that sometimes it will just do whatever the fuck it wants, you know? And I think with us as well with Omni Reader, there are so many different mysteries that present themselves, and they elaborate them in ways that make you want to keep figuring out what the hell's going on. So while yes, there are some power fantasy aspects with Omni Reader, with how strong Dokja becomes and how he finesses himself out of situations, he's not. I feel like he's still like, there is still a lot of stakes in this, you know? Dokja is kind of a power fantasy, but not as much as like SAO or anything. Dokja clearly isn't the strongest or anything close, and he has failed and been outsmarted. Exactly. Like, I think Omni Reader is really cool because you're watching this guy try to negotiate himself out of smoke with gods. Like, and celestial beings. That, and seeing how he always weasels himself out, his way out of these situations is really cool. So yeah, meanwhile, Sung Jinu just kind of runs up and punches people really hard. The main thing is that Dokja is very human and Jinu has become something like an entity. That is also true. He's become so cool, he can't have regular conversations with people. Is a randomizer more fun than a normal FireRed Nuzlocke? I would say it's more fun, but it's also more chaotic. I would say, like, if you're doing a Nuzlocke on a game that you played a lot of times in the past, I would do a randomizer. It definitely makes it a lot more fun. Oh, you could spoil God of High School. I don't plan on reading that. Oh my god. Well, actually, no. Do not spoil God of High School, because there may be people who want to read it and didn't get to read it, so don't do that. Don't do that. so cool the internet lost its mind that he cried for his mom. Yeah, that, yo, you give people character growth. Like, it's so funny to me because that was a moment where, like, you saw from the beginning his main goal was to save his mom. Like, he wanted to save and protect his family, that's all. Like, he achieved that goal, and of course he cried because his mom is safe thanks to his hard work, and people got mad. Don't make my hero cry. Why is he being a crybaby for? What's he crying about? Like, what do you mean, what's he crying about? Against all odds, he saved his mom. How is that not emotional? And they went crazy with the crying animations. But of course, you know, you can't have the Aura Farmer crying. Bro doesn't Aura Farm one moment, then everyone crashes out. Yup. It's like what we were talking about with the JJK episode where they were explaining everything, and then people got mad because they were explaining everything. They were like, I'm trying to see next level fights that I can clip and put on Twitter. Honestly, the idea of aura farming has done a lot of damage. Yeah. It's funny when, like, people make their jokes about it. Like, I still find that hilarious, but, like, it's really scary how many people are now judging, like, they're now looking at characters and being like, I don't like this character at all. Why? They got no aura, bro. They out here crying and shit, believing in their dreams and shit. The fuck? That ain't aura. That's passion. No one gives a fuck about passion. I want aura. Giant Dad said, I'm convinced that 90% of JJK fans are illiterate. Maybe that's why they didn't want to read it, bro. Maybe that's why they were like, yo, fuck this reading shit. Just give me the fights. Don't you want to know what the culling game is about? I don't even know what the name of this anime is. Think I care about a culling game? Aura farming is just another way of saying Black Air Force energy or menacing, but it exploded after Solo and JJK. Yup. Once again, I find it funny, and I will say that, like, I like the phrase. It's just I do not like how it has been overused over the years. Mr. Protagonist said, as a JJK fan, yes, the other 90% are probably illiterate. Oh man. Or at least the Twitter fandom is the majority of them are illiterate, you know? Alright, let's do this. Lieutenant Surge, you about to catch these poke hands. Oh, I gotta do this thingy first. God damn it. God damn it. Maybe here? Damn it. Hey, there's a switch in the trash can. Turn it on. Let's go. Why do people love to shiny hunt? It's kind of fun. It's cool having these altered colored Pokemon. That's, yeah. Like, personally for me, since I like battling with these guys, it's just cool seeing the alternate colored Pokemon on my team doing battle. That's why I shiny hunt, but I don't like try to get a whole shiny dex. Like, I don't care about it that much. I'm just trying to get shiny versions of my favorite Pokemon. Alright, Lieutenant Surge. Hey, kid. What do you think you're doing here? You want to live long in combat? Not with your puny power. I tell you, kid. Electric Pokemon saved me during the war. They zapped my enemies into paralysis. The same as I'll do to you. Oh, wait. Don't do that. Okay. I can send out Kamina, but I don't want to get hit by any grass type bullshit. So I'm gonna confuse you. Nah, right, Tiger? I'm gonna need you to hold off on the electric type Pokemon, please. Do not send any of them out. Ooh, let's go! Critical hit for us. For example, wait, what? I think it's because there is a correct way to Aura Farm and there is a forceful way to Aura Farm. For example, when Escanor or Gojo Aura Farms is cool. But if someone like it's someone like Muzan or Aaron, I guess. I feel like it's more so like when it's being done. There are definitely times like I feel like there is overdoing it, and then that's when it gets really boring. Like I want to complain about Piccolo, but I can't because Piccolo's like he's the father of it all. He didn't start it. I'm sure there are probably other anime characters that were like out here aura farming and shit and posing for no reason whatsoever. But like it definitely becomes annoying when it's like every second my man walks on the screen, it's like, oh, here we go. Like Sung Jinu, it's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much. Escanor's W aura farming because there are multiple characters who are powerful and he really believes this shit with conviction. I've heard a lot of good things. Like people talk about Escanor like he's the only good thing to come from 7 Deadly Sins. Aw, damn, that sucks. Piccolo is aura maxing. He's in a different league. Why, Lieutenant Surge? Why? Let me beat your Beldum. How are you gonna talk about me having puny power and then use a potion in this battle? Come on. It's not even aura at that point. You just force in the funk. That's a... yeah. No, but I'm pretty sure Metal Claw won't do as much damage. I could try it though. I could see what it does. Oh my god. Well, look at that. Guess we're doing more Metal Claw. Damn, not very effective, and that's what it did. Jesus Christ. Plus, Escanor is a sin of pride, so it makes sense when he doing prideful shit. True. Oh, damn. Well. Giant Dad Sweep. Not a single Electricmon. That's what we like to see. Come on, Giant Dad, you're too cool to get confused. Oh my god, bro. Come on, fam. You got this. You got this. Let's go. Alright, y'all. Perfect. Perfect timing. We ended right. We beat this guy the moment we were supposed to end the stream. The Thunder Badge cranks up your Pokemon speed. It also lets your Pokemon fly lightning quick anytime, kid. You're special, kid. Take this. Is this actually the TM? Is this actually the Shockwave TM? I doubt it. It's 34. Outrage. No. I'm not. Son, that is gonna backfire so hard. That's gonna backfire so hard. Maybe for when we're stronger, but I'm not teaching Salamence Outrage right now. I think that's a bad idea. But y'all, thanks so much for being here. Dope ass stream as usual. We'll be back next week. Well, I'll be back on Thursday for the webtoon reads as usual. But we'll be back next week for more Resident Evil and of course the weekly webtoon reads. With that being said, on the Twitch side, let's see who is here. Oh wait, is she okay? Wait. No. I think she's about to stop. Oh, lit. Shinkenso is playing Alex in Street Fighter. Lit. I haven't tried him yet at all. If you have, let me know how he is. But with all that being said, enjoy Shin stream. Challenge him to Street Fighter if he's taking challenges. All that good stuff. I'll see you guys later this week. With all that, be easy. Stay lit. Stay healthy out there. You look good. Be kind to one another, and don't forget, it's all about getting 1% better each day. Peace out, fam.